Hi.
Hi. Welcome everybody to some more Dungeons and Dragons. Another week of the end of time. We are on session 15, I
Oh
think,
my
unless I
god.
miscounted. It's either 14 or 15. I'll have to look back
I
at the
often
YouTube VODs.
miscount sessions.
Yeah, numbers are hard.
I gave up after 30 in one of my campaigns. I was
I
like,
can see that.
nah, it doesn't matter.
I can definitely see that. 30s, that's a lot.
That is a
Anyway,
lot.
gonna make sure that everything actually looks good. Okay, everything's cool. So, last week on the end of time, Um, I had to relook at the VOD because I was very tired when I did the last one, and I forget a lot of what happened.
What a
We did a
So
lot.
mood.
We did a lot of talking.
we did a lot of talking. It
No
was great.
doubt.
Um,
It was
Yeah.
fun.
it was fun. So we did a thing. So we started off by coming out of the portal, and you had a little bit of a chat with Chris and Grim and Phineas, and Spooguglio, under some strange curse that you guys find out about later, was very paranoid and ended up creating an illusionary sound of arrows shooting from the woods. So everyone kind of panicked and went and did their own thing. Kind of not really everybody panicked, but everyone reacted to it. And Spooglio and Mega went out to go see where the shooting came from, but they both weren't actually doing that. They were going to go talk. They had a little chat. As this happened, two Rangers, which I did not talk to Rufus beforehand about this. This was 100% unplanned. Um, Came out of the woods. Had a little bit of a conversation. One of them, Shad, seemed very nervous about everything. Essentially, a bunch of things ensued, and when Shad met Mega, he shot Mega point blank in the face. You guys hogtied Shad. Shot
Yeah, with
Mega.
the
He
bow.
shot Mega. Shot Mega.
Wow. I didn't realize that was how that went down.
Right in the
We didn't
face.
milk that as much as we could have.
Right? But yeah, so that happened. You guys hogtied him, and essentially you charmed. Kiva charmed him. He
I did.
didn't react in a specifically friendly way. He just went docile. He stopped being able to pretty much communicate. So you guys all decided to try and figure out what happened with him, and also at the same time, you were going to go deal with Mega's sister-in-law, Rosellen, and try and get her into the barbarian encampment to keep her safe from the high elves and what they were trying to do. So you guys made your way to a little Canadian shop, or sorry, a winter weather shop. Bought some stuff. Made your way up the
Did not
mountain.
have a sauna. Very upset. No sauna.
There was no sauna. I know, no
5
sauna
out
in
of
this
10
one.
stars. Will not be
5
coming
out of 10.
back.
But yeah, so you guys did that. You made your way up the mountain. Everyone did pretty well. No one got lost on the mountain, even though there was a blizzard. But you guys made your way to the barbarian encampment. When you guys went in, you split up. Mega and Spooglio found Rosellen in a fight with Pharrell because Pharrell didn't know who Rosellen was and saw her as an outsider trying to sneak in. Through some discussion, you guys found out that Pharrell knew how to remove curses. She made sure that Spooglio no longer felt weird. And also, you were able to talk her into not trying to murder Pharrell, or not trying to murder Rosellen. And you guys made your way to the big tent where Kiva, Phineas, and Christengrim actually is away. I should probably say that. Christengrim is no longer with us. He's gone to the portal.
I'm not dead, because you
He's
can't
not
let him die yet.
He's dead. No.
Can't let him die yet. I won't allow it. I'll heal him up. I'll learn Revivify.
I'll learn healing things. I swear.
I am so glad that Chris and Grim is like not confirmed oatmeal raisin cookie.
Yeah, I mean, no one's actually asked him either way yet. We don't know. I know. We don't know, though.
What? I haven't?
No,
Oh,
I don't think
no,
anyone's
I have to
asked
remedy
him.
that immediately.
Right. Next time we see him, are you oatmeal raisin or chocolate chip?
What kind of cookie do you like? Oatmeal raisin. We can't. This is done. We're over.
We're
Not like anything began, but we're over.
So yeah, you guys were in the tent, just kind of hanging out, trying to. You guys, Kiva, Phineas, and Shad and Crealis were looking for Pharrell, but Pharrell wasn't there. You guys all waited, all got together. Pharrell removed the curse on Shad. Turns out Shad is a huge Mega fan. He's a huge suck up, and just like, oh my God, Mega, you're the best person ever. And yeah, you guys also had a brief meeting with Thok, who was one of the people who killed the blue-eyed dragon. One of the, he looks like he definitely had aged, and he'd kind of been through a lot of stuff, though he was still very happy and like warm and kind. You could see like on his body just the markings of constant adventuring and war and all that, and he looked kind of like ready to kind of chill out. There was a moment where his giant direwolf fang leapt on Spaguglio in a very playful manner, which was great.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's pretty much happened. And at some point, no one else except for Crealis would know this, but Crealis did give whatever the thing that had the card in it, like the deck, to Pharrell and secretly said, get rid of this. You didn't say it specifically,
I'm
but
sure
you made it
I don't
as
know what you're talking about.
right. You made it as like obvious as possible without straight up saying destroy this. But yeah, so that happened. Mega. There was a moment in the tent where Mega reached for it, noticed it wasn't there, and then like, probably forgot about it later. Anyway, so yeah, that happened. I forgot to do something. I'm gonna roll back just a little bit. Mega, when the night after you were able to secure Rosellen, secure Rosellen a place in the barbarian encampment, your artifact gauntlets, your gloves. When you woke up the next morning, you actually noticed that they seemed to be slightly more mended as you kind of became a little bit more okay with yourself. Your gauntlets mended a little bit and didn't look quite as old and shoddy. And I added the effects in D&D Beyond.
Ooh, fancy.
So your unarmed strike is now a 1d4 plus your strength modifier. And you can make one attack after you do a... So it's only when you do a grapple and prone combo you can then punch.
Sweet.
And because we're all getting to that stage in D&D, since we're level 6, you can choose one weapon to make magical. It's not whatever you're holding. You have to tell me. You can tell me which one of your weapons you want to say is not a +1 or anything, just for resistance purposes, magical.
Oh, do I have to decide that right now?
No, you can decide it later.
Okay.
If we get into
Is that just
combat
me,
with a
or
magical.
Is that just me, or is that everybody?
So that's you because you did a story thing. And those are your gauntlets that were there for stuff.
Oh, a story thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you remember, we all went to Brightwater and did stuff with the story, and everyone has a little thing. I mean, I guess technically Kiva's little thing is also part of the main story because that's a portal thing, but...
Great, I'm never getting nice things until we complete the campaign.
Well, I mean, technically the portal is like a side main story thing, but yeah. Swooglio actually technically didn't either, but don't worry. Everyone is getting upgrades very soon. Mega's
do that.
an upgrade. What are you talking about?
He's fine. It's fine. Charles is fine. He's a really useful dagger.
Charles.
Charles the Imp. But yeah, so that would have happened. And in the morning, you guys woke up and you, Kiva and Mega felt a very big pull towards a specific area that they remember seeing in a vision or no, I guess Mega was the one that felt the pull because Kiva never watched the vision. Mega felt a pull to a specific area he remembered seeing in the snowy mountains that is on the way to the portal in the first place. So, yay, something's on the way that you guys just were able to stop by and go.
Yay.
There's also a thing about a giant potluck soup that was happening. That was a nice little side note. Barbarian potluck soup. That happened. So you guys went your way. You guys went your ways with Shad, who then went his own way afterwards, while you guys went to the Dragon Castle, which is what I'm calling the map because that's what the name of the map is in Foundry. You guys don't know if it's Dragon Castle yet or not, but Dragon Castle. Yeah, so you guys approached it. It looked all very decrepit and old and kind of like run down. When you guys entered, it looked exactly the opposite. It looked like it was a blast from the past. Everything seemed like brand new. All the drapes that looked super like old and rotten were like freshly silken, fresh, made of the finest, freshest silk. The torches were in pristine shape as before, like the opposite of before, which they were all like rotten wood. And the very last thing that happened is as you guys looked down the hallway and the lights lit up, a robed figure walked downwards from where the map.
Calling it its death. It's the Grim Reaper.
It's the Grim Reaper. You don't know. I don't know.
No, it's Steve.
I do know. It's Steve. No, it's Paul the
Charles'
Mimic.
half brother.
Everyone is named single syllable names. Paul, Steve. No, Charles is 2 syllables. I have to change his name.
No, Charles is one.
It's one. No,
syllable.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's a very
Charles,
long
Steve.
syllable.
It's
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letter syllable, but it's a
Damn.
syllable.
Charles is a strong name. Single syllable, 7 letters. Anyway, here we are. As the 4 of you enter into this now very nicely lit castle area. And you saw a figure down the hallway kind of go through a doorway. That was, yeah. And what would you like to do?
Is panicking an option?
Sure.
Crealis like definitely just eyes dart around everywhere,
Yeah.
and she like flutters over, like next to the door, the opposite door. You know, the one side has a torch and the other side doesn't. Like
Yeah.
flutters there and just sort of like is against the wall there and
Pause that. So you
peeks
do.
around the corner.
So yeah, down the hallway you still see, so very similar to the room you're in, just seems like a hallway. And down the hallway you see a door that it goes up and then a door that goes down. You notice that both of them are currently closed.
Is there
It's weird,
anything
I
in
can,
this?
like,
Is there anything under this grate, or is that just a grate?
Do a perception check. Roll perception for me.
Oh boy, the first roll of the game.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Okay,
You okay?
perception. I'm not good at this.
19. Nice. So
Natural 19.
the grate itself just seems like a hole that goes into the ground. But you are noticing as you're looking at the grate and kind of around it, almost like there are small little patches in the pristineness that look similar to how it looked on the outside, almost as if it's almost like little bits of it are fading away on the room around. As you look very closely at the walls, you see the pristine stone, but there's a little extra scuff here or there that just kind of seems out of place.
I would like to. I want to touch. Do I like? What does it feel like? Does it feel old and like
So when you
crapper, or does it feel smooth like it looks?
touch it, on the smoother part it does feel smooth, and on the rougher part it does kind of feel rough. And so on the smoother part it feels like smooth and warm, but as you kind of go over the more rough part that you're noticing, it feels rough and cold.
I'd
Can
like to
I
use
do
detect magic.
While he's doing that, can I do a history check to see if maybe
Sure.
if things stand out to me?
Sure.
Because
So
I know
you
things.
do a history check and you use detect magic. So the history check, you remember vaguely from a book hearing about a old castle in the you're like see a symbol on the wall of a very regal looking dragon on a crest of a shield, and you put that to you go through your mind of all the books you've read, and you remember hearing a history book of somewhere, or reading a history book of somewhere in the mountains of the northern Valera, there is a old castle that is said to have been an area where the first dragons once went to learn.
Oh,
So
it's dragons.
it's a dragon's castle. So detect magic.
Dragons.
As you detect magic, you notice that there's a very strong magical presence, and it all. I still need to remember the schools. It would be. Oh, no, that is just straight up a school, an illusion school. I didn't know if illusion was under. Everything seems to be illusionary, but like an advanced illusion.
Okay. Spaguglio's gonna look up, eyes a little bit glowing because this is a warlock thing. He's gonna be, hey guys, this is some illusion-y shit going on here.
Because
Okay.
it is creepy as possible.
Um, with maybe I can do like an intelligence check or like an insight, like with that detect magic and with my history, could I maybe kind of put two and two together about like what the illusion might be, knowing that it's like some sort of dragon skull?
Sure, doing an intelligence check.
Okay, cool.
At least it's just an illusion instead of going back or forward in time like we have
Right?
been doing.
Ah, poop. Actually, hold on 1 second. I need to roll my. It's a new day, and I need to roll my
New
die.
day.
Okay,
New day, new day.
even. And you can use your reaction roll. Okay, I'm gonna use my special little cosmic omen.
Nice.
Okay, it's a 15.
Okay, so
15 instead of a 10.
what exactly do you want to know from that? What exactly are you trying to?
So what I'm trying to do is Spaguglio said that there's some sort of illusion, and I know that this is some sort of like dragon meeting place type school thing. Like I'm trying to figure out like he just knows that there's some sort of powerful illusionary magic. So I'm trying to like put two and two together like what could the powerful illusion magic be given that this place is X place? I'm
So
kind of like
you'd be able to
hypothesizing.
put two and two together that you are essentially looking. It is an illusion. It is an illusion of the past as opposed to going straight to the past. This is how the Dragon School would have looked very long time ago. Kind of put two
So
and two
it
together from the
can't
dragon
hurt
and
us.
how it was.
So we're invincible.
Only one way to find out.
I will kind of share that with the group and just say, it seems like this entire place is an illusion. This is how this place would have looked in the past.
Oh,
What's so funny?
Mega wrote
Well-
that. Yeah,
Oh.
he's looking at you too, like because he doesn't
Oh.
understand magic. He's like,
I just saw that. How very Kiva of me.
You were busy.
I'm busy.
you were doing magic
I'm paying
stuff
attention
and
doing
thinking
magic
about things.
and thinking, using brain cells.
You can't use them or you'll lose them.
That's how it works. Or so I'm told.
Or so you're told.
It's eating food. Once you eat the food, it's gone. Once you
It's
use
true.
the brain cells, they're gone.
Everything works in that
definitely
way.
how that works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
with that sort of revelation, so like, actually, you know, Creals will ask, so do you think maybe this is more like, we're inside a memory? Do you think the people here maybe won't see us?
Hmm.
Oh, there's
Hard
only one.
to say.
There's only one way to find out.
that's the DM answer.
There is only one way to find out. It looks like we're going to have to do a little experiment and see.
Ooh, pick me, pick me. I'll go hit something.
All right, glad we have a volunteer.
All right. So was this the hallway that the person came down?
So the
right
person
here?
went down this way
On that
through
way?
the closed door.
Okay. So I'm gonna look around this. Like, is this a window right here?
That is a window.
Okay. What do I see? Oh, it looks like just the outer
So-
courtyard.
Yeah, that's the outside. Actually, when you look outside and you look at the outside of the castle, it looks like the old decrepit castle. As you're looking outside, it looks like it's back to like
Oh,
the illusion doesn't
so
seem to permeate past where you
Okay.
are.
So inside here, it looks all spiffy and new, but
Right.
outside it still
Outside, it
looks
looks old. There's a
Oh,
blizzard
like
currently
POS.
happening at the moment, and it's a snowy old castle.
Is there any like snow coming in the window?
No, even though it is open.
Interesting. I'm gonna point that out.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right.
Hmm.
So, all right. So Mega's gonna. Is this before I go in front of it? Is this door? You said this door's closed now.
Yeah. So you go in front of it, and as you step in front of it, the door, I'm going to keep it locked for the moment, but it slowly is open. And there's just a wall of magic that you seem not to be able to see through, at least.
Hmm. Mega will turn to Kiva and Spaguglio and be like, "This is more of your thing than mine, and I know better than to touch shimmering walls of magic."
Yeah, you are wise to be wary.
So
Oh, I do have dispel magic.
Mega will take a step back so that the magic users can come up and take a look.
Um,
I'll
Spaguglio,
walk
do you
in.
have dispel magic, or is it just
Nope,
me?
just you. But I'll walk up and look at it.
I will look at it too. Before I use dispel magic, I want to check out said magic.
Do I know? Yeah, I was just about to say. Do I know what this is?
So roll an Arcana check, both of you.
With pleasure. I'm good
Man.
at those. I'm real good at those.
Spaguglio, you don't quite understand what's happening.
I'm still looking at the grate.
But as you kind
What a
of
great
go up to it and you look really closely at it and you don't put your hand in, you don't touch it or anything, but you kind of put your hand closely trying to feel out exactly what's there. You see that it just seems to be a wall. It's another part of the illusion. You can see that it's a very powerful magical wall that doesn't seem to emanate any harm, but it's almost like it's keeping the next area, like it's saying you have to enter the next area as opposed to, like, you just can't see into it. It's a veil that you
So,
can, yeah.
in like Dark Souls terms,
Yeah, it's actually very similar
for
to
all
a
our
fog
gamers
wall.
out there, it's
Yeah.
like a little foggy wall.
Yes.
Okay,
While
Okay.
they're
just
doing
not
this,
a door.
while they're doing this, Krialis sort of like went to the various windows in that initial room, looking out. Looking out of this particular window in the corner, though, can I make anything out?
The
Like,
window in the corner.
Yeah, so I'm at this corner and I can see, like, just to describe what I'm seeing here, like I'm seeing through into that next room. Do I actually, or
You
is
don't
it
actually see into the next room.
okay?
It is like, as you look through the illusion through the door, you actually, it's not the same fog wall, but you can't see past a certain area.
Like
It almost like
maybe
it just kind of
it's
cuts
like,
off.
oh, the glare is like just right on that
Yeah.
other window,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't be there, but it like
But it is there.
sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like that. It's like that stuff you put on glass so people can't see into your bathroom because you
Nice,
want
nice.
natural light in, but you don't want people to watch your poop.
Krialis sort of flutters over to this other door that Mega is next to and sees if it's open.
Goes up to the door up top. So the same door that you go up to, you kind of push up against, and it just doesn't seem to budge at all, and it doesn't open up when you go towards it or anything. It seems very closed, very much like.
That seems like a door, right? Not
Yeah,
like
it seems like a
machine.
legitimate door, not a wall door. That never
Gotcha.
opened up to a fog wall-esque thing. It was just door.
Cool. Fog walls I can handle. Locked doors, they take a little bit of manhandling.
True.
All right. So with the fog wall, like we should just be able to go inside.
Yes.
Okay. I'll kind of let everyone know we should be all right to just enter. However, this is quite ominous, and everyone should be on their guard.
Maybe I should go in first to take a look around.
Stay safe.
Or maybe I should go in first because I'm 3 times
Maybe
bigger,
someone
bigger
with a
than
little
you.
more tact might be able to suss out the situation.
Krialis like looks between and says, maybe you can go in second.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm coming in right behind you.
Maybe we
Krialis,
can
like,
count to 10 first.
nods slowly and then just zips in.
Just
Okay.
whew.
As you go through said wall, you see lighting. Oh, no, I don't want that source.
Did you
The
just light a bench on
lights.
fire?
Oh, yes. I just lit a bench on fire. The
Oh, no.
instant you go through the door, you see all of the lights turn on, and you seem to be
I
in a
died
classroom.
behind that nearest bench, by the way.
What? You
I
got
dreaded
you go
that
right
line
behind the
nearest
nearest bench.
Yeah.
So you see in front of you what looks like a classroom. There is a larger kind of a adult looking human-esque but with draconic eyes standing behind a large desk in the front, and throughout the classroom are certain or are just what look like younger of the same type.
We're interrupting a class? I can't be a part of this.
No one seems to have noticed you come in initially, especially if you duck behind the desk. If you want to do a stealth roll to see how stealthy you are ducking behind the desk.
19.
Okay. So you just go behind the
Oh,
desk. The teacher figure is just kind of sitting up front writing some notes while everyone is just they're benches, but they're all supposed to be kind of desk-esque things. They're getting all their stuff ready and whatnot.
Are they
all
like
the
the single
students.
unit where like the seat is like a bench seat and it's attached to a longer table sort of thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh, gross.
But yeah, they're just kind
I
of
have
going
hard
about their
opinions.
business at the moment.
See,
They
I
are
would've
the
fixed that.
uncomfortable single unit.
I gotta have a chair with a back,
Right?
because otherwise
yeah.
you're just like curled forward the whole time. It's not good.
Especially when it's like also attached so that there's a bar on your right-hand side, so you can only get
Yeah,
out
this is
one
so
side.
annoying.
I wanted to get out both sides of this desk.
Yeah.
Come on.
Mega lost his place, so he's got to start counting again.
Kiva's making sure that is what is happening.
But yeah, it just seems like everyone just seems to be setting up at the moment. Teacher writing down notes, students getting all their stuff
Oh, they're
out.
setting up?
Yeah.
Oh, we're about to ruin class. Oh, okay.
Crealis like tries to edge back over and like hops back out.
Okay.
Is,
So you
am I
go.
able to?
You go to hop back out, and you feel a push back as you
Oh
go.
no.
I immediately go back into hiding.
Okay.
I got to 10. I'm gonna go through.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no. I will follow very closely behind because I am nervous.
Mega goes through. Kiva goes through. Spagooglia, what you doing?
I'm gonna go with. I can't.
Everyone's
There's
going
nothing out.
in.
There's nothing out here to steal.
I am these people are going to murder us. We're interrupting their class. I'm going to apologize profusely once I realize.
I can't. There we go.
I
Okay. I
already
can't
moved.
move.
I already moved
Okay.
you.
Ah!
You're right there. I moved
Okay,
you through the
okay,
wall.
there-
Actually,
okay,
at this point,
there
I
we
can
go.
just unlock the door and open it up. Boop.
No,
But yeah.
that would be too easy.
That would be too easy. So you're in there in the classroom, and the teacher looks at the door, looks at the four of you, goes then at the three of you, not looking behind the bench or anything.
Thank you.
Looks up and says, the last people for the class are here. Please take a seat. We're going to be doing our test for the entry into the school really shortly. If you'd like to take your seat,
Oh.
please.
Oh no, it's this nightmare.
Oh, Kiva gets really excited. She's not like a wizard by any means, but like this is fascinating. Her like research cap is on and is like, all right, let's go.
Okay. You guys can choose your seats. There are
Oh,
five,
we can
6
choose our
open.
seat?
I look for
Mega
the
Front of the
smallest seat.
class, bitch.
Front of the
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mega's gonna just sit in this one that's right in front of him.
Sure.
Are there any gnome-sized desks, or am I gonna like have to?
You're gonna have to
struggle
kind
with
of
the-
get up. They're all roughly human sized because all of these
Okay, so they're gonna
draconic
be a
beings
little
seem to
tight
be in
for
like a
Kiva.
human form. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be a little tight for Kiva, but that's okay.
Skrall is still just kind of hidden behind the. Okay.
100%.
Sort of.
She's not ready for this test.
Okay.
No.
So
Neither am I.
everyone takes
None of
their
us are.
seat.
Isn't this great? It's a spontaneous test. Go.
Spontaneous. The
Eva
That's the
would
op-
love top
It's
quizzes.
the opposite of great.
Yeah.
teacher gets up.
Crealis has gotten a couple pop quizzes at some point.
It's true.
just like,
All about druid craft and druid things.
what constellation can you see when you look northwest in July?
I don't know.
And it's like all these constellations that she's studied but never actually seen herself because it's not July.
How do you know?
Yes, yes.
Maybe it is July right now.
Oh,
It's not. It's not July. It's
Okay.
like
The plot twist.
end of the year-ish.
Can't be over.
Anyway, so at this point, teacher gets up. Okay, now that everyone is settled in, this is the basic entry exam to the School of the First Dragonflight. There will be 2 questions. This is just a simple 2-question test. The first one is just a general aptitude test for clairvoyance. See what you know about the future, because that is something that we could use. Don't worry about this one. It's not going to be graded. It's just kind of to see where you guys are going to be placed. We have a couple different dragonflights depending on your clairvoyance. Second one is going to tell me whether you should even be here, because it is a pretty simple one that you should all be able to get, which I believe you guys will be able to do.
Pretty sure
Okay.
I know the answer to that
so
question.
exciting.
I cannot stress this enough. No cheating. You're not allowed to ask anyone to your left, to your right, in front of you, or behind you what the answers are. This is very important that I know what you know. And how this is going to be done is, if you would like to type your answers, if you want to DM me your answers. If you'd like to also cheat, you can try and cheat and hide it for a roll, but like,
Absolutely not for Kiva.
I
Yeah.
might be trying to help Sfaguglio cheat.
Sure.
But I don't, or Mega. We'll see.
I'm pretty far away from you.
I'm sneaky.
Is everyone else here? They're young dragons.
They're all
Not
dragons,
like
yes.
dragon-born, but
Yeah.
dragons.
The 2 at the very front do look slightly more well dressed than the others, but they are still all dragonborn. That's why they have their own specific tiles.
Oh, they're dragon-born. Okay.
They're well,
cool.
they look
They're born
dragonborn, but they look, because they're
they're
human
not, like,
forms of
young
dragons. Yeah.
Okay.
They're human. They're dragons in what would be considered a human form. So if you look at their eyes, you can see that they have that kind of like dragon glint to them. They're like the slit of an eye as opposed to a full pupil. They have draconic-esque features as far as
Okay.
they.
So, dragonborn with an emphasis on the dragon part.
Yes, and the big emphasis on the dragon part. Okay.
Okay.
So, first question for the class, if you'd like to write down your answers, it will be, in the future, what will the names of the 7 great mages be?
Hold on. I think I have a thing I can use for
The
this.
7?
The 7 great mages.
Is that a thing we know?
So, you're allowed to do a roll. So, you're allowed to do a history
roll. Do we roll
roll.
for the future.
You're allowed to
Is it
do
history?
well. So this is you have heard the names of the 7
History
great
or
mages.
Arcana?
I actually there was a session where you guys heard what they were. So you can
Are you
do a
kidding?
history for remembering. I'll let you do a history for remembering.
I want to see if I actually remember.
Could we do Arcana for just?
If you
our-
have written them down, you can just DM me the 7 names. But if not, it's totally fine. Just like history roll to see if you remember it, or an
Just curious if
Arcana.
I was like,
Do I
ready.
remember it?
Roll his. Oh, you know the 7 names. I'm not even gonna have. I'll DM them to you.
Oh, man.
oh no! Hold on, we're gonna re-roll that. I'm using a luck
If
point.
Spaguglio knew, Crealis definitely knew he might cheat, but he doesn't know.
It's double
Hold on,
8.
that's not fair. It broke.
I
I'm
mean,
using
it's
another luck point,
You're gonna use all your luck on this test.
and I'm gonna roll in person. I don't trust this. I have to get this test right.
Stacy is freaking out, and Kiva is freaking
Shut up,
out.
Dins. That's a 23.
okay. Yeah,
I
you're
rolled
gonna
a
need to.
That's
17.
all Spaguglio answers.
Oh my god, I used 2 of my luck points, but it was
Crealis,
worth it.
Crealis is going to try to like scribble the names onto a piece of parchment,
So yeah,
and
both of
is
you would
going
get
to try to
those
sneak them
7.
to Mega.
Sure. So Corrales would do a sleight of hand check. Spuglio.
Oh.
What did you? Okay. Okay.
That's all he writes.
Okay, so as the teacher's kind of walking around, you're able to just like slide a note to Mega. He doesn't seem to notice at all, and also DM that to Mega.
Kiva having to spend 2 luck points. She's like, "Oh God, I know this. Has to consult the stars a couple of times because she's like, wait, it's this one. No, wait, it's this one. Got it.
Nice. So you guys write down all your answers. The teacher goes by and clicks all the notes, puts them on his desk. Great job, everyone. Y'all seem to get that pretty quickly. Like I said, that one's not going to be graded, just kind of a general aptitude of your clairvoyance, since that'll be very helpful for anything happening in the future. Already knowing it, of course, or parts of it is very helpful. Second question will just be like a simple aptitude test. I'm a big fan of riddles, so we're going to go with one of those. Simple riddle. What can you keep after giving to someone? Please write down your answer. So you can DM me the answer.
Oh, this is where being a Ravenclaw should be helpful.
Oh,
Or
I was clever and probably incorrect.
That is clever.
I'm
But
also
probably
probably
incorrect.
incorrect, but it makes me feel good.
But yeah,
We'll
if you
see
DM,
it.
yeah, be a little
What was-
agent right now.
I'm
I see.
What
Yeah.
was the question? What's the second question again?
The second question is, what can you keep after giving to someone?
I feel like mine's also a really smart ass answer.
It is. I
It's probably
kind of
way
love
more
it.
smart ass than mine for sure.
You're just like, damn, I should have. This is the riddle, actually. This is actually the answer now.
Damn. Okay, so as you guys are scribbling down, you're thinking the first two. One of the dragons in the front takes his paper. It's like, done. Puts it on the teacher's desk. Everything all good? I'm gonna go into the next room now. Everything, and the teacher's like, okay, Xavier, that's fine. I'm happy that you're so excited and done. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get it correct. Feel free to go into the next class. And then the next dragon gets something like, that's not fair, Xavier. Puts down the piece of paper afterwards. I got done at the same time, and walks into the
I'm
second.
kind of like head on hand. It's like, kiss ass.
Can I do an insight check to see how old these creatures are? They act like
Sure.
they're 10 years old.
Sure.
How's
They,
that 20? God
judging
damn it.
by dragon years, you
You
would
got
say
one
they'd be
half
the
and count the
equivalent.
rings.
They'd be equivalent of 15, but 14 to 15 in
Okay,
human
okay.
years.
In
But
human
it's
years.
probably like
right.
100 or 200.
Yeah, in dragon years.
If they're dragons.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
But they are.
We're trying to get
children.
into Dragon Middle School. This is great.
Anyway, so the teacher
Alice is like leaving her answers like she's under the desk. She's like leaving them on the desk.
The teacher goes around, picks up all the pieces of paper, looks under the desk of where the piece of paper is with Crialis, and is like, you can come out if you'd like. And then picks up the paper and then walks back to the front of the class. Okay. The teacher looks it over and is like, of course, Xavier, Asmodean, they got 100. They always do. And okay, this person not so much.
Oh God.
This one's interesting. Gary, Charles, Chris, Paul, and John. Those were not a very clairvoyant one. And your opinion, smartass. Not a big fan of that answer for the riddle. I'll be putting this one aside.
Wow.
Okay. This one from the one in the back of the class. Oh, Kronos, Farago, Terra, Augmentus, Winslow, Luminara, Dark, perfect on clairvoyance, and your word. That is the correct answer to the riddle. Whew, this one right here. She points to the very back of the room. If you'd like to go through the door, you're more than welcome to. You perfect score. Little one in the back.
Crialis like over the desk and kind of looks at the others and says, I'll see you all in there. And like very nervously, doesn't even fly at this point. She's too nervous. Hops over through the door and through to the next room.
Nice.
I as Stacy am nervous because Dins is very smart and I'm pretty sure I messed this up.
It's, I mean,
If Din got it, then I definitely didn't.
the riddle is, it's definitely a little bit on the specific side. But everyone was like super
Okay.
close. Even
I don't know.
even Spaguglio's was super
We get points
close.
for
Just
creativity.
maybe. We'll see.
Points for
Super
emotions,
close, but the
maybe?
teacher hated it.
Mega's like sweating bullets at this point. Like, oh god.
Huh?
Stacy, am sweating bullets. I was not expecting
This
a
is
test
Mega's
today.
nightmare.
I was super
Oh,
tired before. I'm wide awake now.
looks at a piece of paper. A couple of crossed out. Oh, but they got the right ones. Next 7, Chronos, Virago, Terra. Okay, so looks like you had a little struggle, but you saw the ones in the end. Good. And the answer, love. Love the answer. It's not the correct answer. Sorry, but that's going to be okay. We'll just be able to. If you just want to stay behind just a little bit, we'll just have a little talk. The 7 right answers was good. I'll make. Well, yeah, it'll be fine. You'll probably still be able to do something. It's okay.
Mega's on full on panic now, like watching Crealis go through the door and like being told, "Stay after class. You didn't do it right." And he's like, "Oh God," he's kind of clutching his hand axe down at his belt, like, "Okay, it's all gonna go pear shaped in like a second." And
then she pulls the
this close to raging and just like flipping the desks over.
pulls the
Lighting
last piece of
himself on
paper.
fire.
Pulls the last piece of paper. Perfect on the clairvoyance skin, and your heart very close once again, but just a little bit off the mark. Was being a little bit specific with this, I know, but your word more so than your heart, because you can't give someone a heart and then take it back.
I would
You'd be
beg to
dead.
differ. If you have an astral projection of your heart, you are indeed able to give it to them without losing your own.
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm not super great at those. No! Luck check! Luck point! My last luck point! And I'm gonna roll in real life!
This whole encounter was designed to drain Kiva's luck point.
Oh, you're gonna fight those dragons in like
No
2
more luck
minutes.
points.
I got a 3!
Okay.
I'm...
Well, I completely
Oh, no.
understand,
Oh,
but
no.
very specific answer. If you'd like to stay with your other couple of friends, and everyone else can go. So everyone,
Is like staying after class in Dragon School one of those things where like you get eaten?
we're about to find out.
Let you know in a few minutes.
The teacher looks
can't
at
believe
the 3
this.
of you and is like, that is totally fine. Like, it was a little bit of a specific. It was just a little aptitude test. For the 2 of you that at least got the clairvoyance, just study a little bit more and you'll be okay. If you'd like to go through the door, you're totally fine. The one of you, if the short one would like to stay. So
What's that
the
supposed to mean?
two of you are allowed to go
I'm
through the
gonna
door.
I'm glad. I'm like Kiva will just like leave, and like only if you were to look super close at her, you would notice like the sweat just like pooling on her brow. She's just so stressed
Has
out,
she
but she
ever
doesn't want
taken a
anyone to
formal
know.
test before?
Has Kiva ever?
No,
That's actually a good
only
question.
like verbal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So this
so
was new and exciting for her.
That's fine. Anyway,
Mega's going to get up and like walk over and like trip himself on the edge of the desk and like trip and fall and like fall down over like kind of over Spaguglio.
Like on
And-
top of it.
on top of
Well,
Spaguglio.
like pulling him down like
Yeah.
in the fall he'll grab him and pull him down like by accident.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then when he gets to the ground, he's going to try and quickly stuff Spaguglio into his backpack.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
Wow. Wow.
This will work much better if you don't struggle.
So
Like not awful.
you stuff him in the backpack, but the noise he makes, the teacher kind of looks at you and is like, I'll have both of you stay after class. You may go if you would like to. And she looks at Kiva and says that.
Kiva's like already gone.
Okay.
Like as soon as she was excused the first time, she
Of
was
course
like,
she was.
"Thanks, bye."
So the teacher looks at both of you and is like, I'm honestly very disappointed, especially on the last thing that happened. And the illusion of the room starts to fade a little bit. But as the teacher's glaring into your soul, you take 10 points of psychic damage
Who,
as
both of
the
us?
illusion decays around you, and the door is now open for you two to go through as well.
Both of us?
They took
Yes,
disappointment
both of you.
damage.
What? I've
I'm
You
never
took
took
disappoint-
bomb damage
Oh
before.
God, I didn't know that phrase actually could do damage.
Of course you can.
Of course
Next
it
time,
can.
think before you say it
It's
to
one
your
of the
kids.
most powerful phrases. I'm not mad. I'm just
Okay.
disappointed.
So everyone
think
can
they
now
were mad,
go
too.
through this door in the back of the hallway.
Okay, I will let Spagulio out of the backpack before I go.
Okay, so you two.
Oh my god, this thing hates me. It says I can't go through walls. What wall am I to go through?
All of
So
them.
I got you. It's there's like where the door is right there, like the archway.
Uh-huh.
That's the wall, yeah. Okay, and as you go through,
I don't think I can go
lighting.
through the other door.
Not the one in the back. That one doesn't open.
I
The
was
one that they
right.
went through was the one in the lower left-hand part past the teacher's desk.
Oh, okay.
As you open this door,
Fine. I was like, wait.
wait,
What?
that shouldn't be. Okay, yeah, we should be back. We're back. Everyone failed their test. Got them.
Crealis
Don't lie to
How
the
dare
audience.
That's not true. Crealis did not fail, and Kiva passed.
Crealis
Kiva
failed on a
didn't pass,
moral
but
test
Kiva
of
was
cheating.
good enough that Kiva got a later pass.
Crealis did cheat.
Look.
It's true.
Crealis not only passed the test but cheated at the same time. Like Crealis was the true MVP of school.
But like also, they're testing for clairvoyance. We're from the future. It's completely null and void. She heard the name. She didn't clairvoyance that shit.
I was surprised. Did you remember?
Anything Eva did because she used her luck points.
I thought Dins would have remembered Winslow specifically because you did point that out. I do remember Winslow.
Yeah, I have zero recollection of any of them.
Gotcha.
Like looking at the list, it seems familiar, but like
Yeah.
vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think it was like a
doesn't seem
Chris and Grim
familiar at all.
thing. He was
Not
like,
paying
yo.
attention to it at all.
It was like Chris and Grim thing. If it was a Chris and Grim thing, then Kiva would have remembered.
I paid enough
You did
attention.
remember.
I paid enough attention
the end.
to make fun of it.
We all did.
Yay!
I guess this is a sign we should take notes, huh?
I don't know, maybe.
No, I
who
think
knows?
this is working out great.
No,
This is working out
Spaguglia
great, just
wouldn't
roll.
take notes.
Squealia would purposely fail. So
I
as
have
it
been taking notes, and I just didn't take that as a note.
as the four of you enter, the two, Xavier and Asmodean are talking back and forth, looking around, just having a little conversation. They see the two of you enter, and Xavier turns and is like, "Hi, welcome to Bestiary class." As Asmodean and I are having a little chat, we have these two animals here. We were said like we were given a little riddle, well, not a riddle so much, but like a little problem, a little question. If you'd like to help us out, it's gonna be a group project with the six of us.
Where's the instructor?
The instructor was outside, and then the instructor was the teacher.
Yes,
Yeah, but-
and how were you given this riddle?
We were given it just a little while ago.
Whoa.
You guys have
Had
been
a
in school for like
question.
Looks over
you,
at Kiva and
you
says,
guys have been here for
"Oh,
like
yes, of
3
course,
years. We
sorry,
know each other pretty well, right?
Crealis looks over at Kiva. Is like, oh, yes, of course. It's just so many things to keep in mind. It's just a little confused, and like is like looking at Kiva like,
Okay, Kiva will like kind of pick up on that, forgetting that she's in the past and not like really at school. And is trying is like, oh, I'm being a bit of a goody two shoes.
Kiva is immersed.
She
Mega's
is.
watching-
It's the lifelike.
Mega's
Did you-
watching the lion, just like waiting to like grapple it. Like as soon as that thing moves, I'm all over it.
The instructor said that you had the riddle, so we didn't actually get to see it yet.
Oh, sure.
What is it?
So in the bestiary, we have a lion and a wyvernling, and she was like, we don't need to make, but what makes a chimera? We need to know what the missing link is for a chimera.
Oh, I think it's some sensual music and light dimming.
You were always been a funny one. But yeah, you know, us being, you know, part of the
Fully broken.
us being a
Didn't
part of the,
listen
you
to
know,
us.
one of the dragon flights that are meant to like protect everything. We're supposed to know everything about the beasts, especially the more wild ones like chimeras, and you know, the protecting. Yeah.
You guys
So,
did?
what makes what makes a chimera?
This was like fully turned off.
That one just took Din's out completely.
I just took 4d6 psychic damage.
Those are some cutting words, man.
Actually, I think that Mega
so-
would actually know the answer to this, as far as you know, on an actual, just like purely, you know, literal
Animal
term.
husbandry level.
Yeah, Mega's gonna know the missing piece. He's like, well, it's a goat. That's what it's missing.
Perfect. That's
You got
That
the lion
tracks
head,
Effort, I
dragon head.
accept it.
It needs a goat head.
amazing.
I'm gonna make for Krialis, I'm gonna make an Arcana check to see if she knows what a chimera is.
Sure.
Mm.
And while you're doing that, as Asmodean nudges Ian, it's like that. Asmodean nudges Xavier. And like, I told you, it's a goat. You didn't know what it was, but it's a goat. I got you on this one.
Gotcha, goat. 14.
You have a general idea what a chimera is. It's a
Like,
mix
I've
of.
heard of it, but I'm like,
It's a mix of animals. You don't know exactly what it's a mix of, but you know it's a mix of things.
Now I know what it's a mix of.
Exactly. But yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly that must be the answer. If both Asmodean and you know, I trust my brother, I trust you. So yeah.
Oh, so you don't trust the rest of the answers from the
No.
rest of the people?
Not in the slightest. You've always been the jokester, I know, but you know, I gotta go for the real answer here. You remember what happened the first day of class, right?
So we
No, dude. Yeah,
Absolutely.
but I don't
No one
know
will
if
ever forget.
I don't know if Mega remembers. You should tell him. He was
Krialis looks
pretty
over
nervous.
at like completely ignores this and looks over at Mega and says, have you met chimeras before?
I'd like to think that, you know, even if he hasn't seen one directly, seeing as how they're, you know, they're ambush predators that would swoop down and try and take sheep, he would, you know about them in a professional sense. That
Yeah, from being a sheep farmer, also like
it's a possible danger.
yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't make chimera insurance, so you just always have to be on your toes.
I know, right? Why do you think Mega's so
One of those
strong?
things.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you never anticipate, but will happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean,
They
you
always
never
say
know.
expect the unexpected.
Yeah, like hurricanes,
Yeah,
quakes,
And chimeras.
and chimeras.
chimeras. They don't
Hurricanes,
happen
earthquakes,
often,
and
but when they
chimeras. Oh my.
do,
Okay. So
So is that it? Do we,
yeah, David's like
do we-
that's the answer. Yeah, we'll go tell the teacher. If you want to come with us, we're going to be or if you want to go towards the center, we're going to be starting to learn, starting to do another class. We well, you know, it was the six of us. We did pretty well on the clairvoyance. I don't actually know, like, most of us did pretty well on the clairvoyance portion, so we were put into the group of people that protect the future, which we don't fully understand what that is yet. They're trying to still tell us what it is.
Clearly not clairvoyant then.
Apparently about this, no, there just seems like, how does one protect the future? Do you protect the past, the present? Like it's a lot for us to take in. So we're gonna go try and figure out
Wait,
what's up with that.
What were their names again?
Xavier and
Xavier
Asmodean.
Xavier and
Asmodeus.
Asmodeus.
and their brothers.
Oh wait, are they twins?
I just figured something out.
Yes,
Go on.
they are twins. You would have known. I guess you
darker
wouldn't
red
have
one
known
is
that, but yeah,
Asmodeus.
they look like pretty much exactly the similar. You would
What
assume
color are
that
they?
they're twins.
Red and
They
darker red.
Xavier is green and Asmodean is like a dark blue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can get behind those colors.
Mega's gonna go over to where the lion is, and can he poke the lion?
Sure. Do a dexterity saving throw as the lion makes like a swipe at you as you poke it.
Dear.
Oh no.
You take.
I was not expecting that.
You knew
5 points of slashing
You didn't know
damage.
not to poke the lion.
Oh my
Megan takes 5 points
God.
of slashing damage as he goes to poke it. Just gets swiped right across the arm.
I
Little
thought it
claw
was a-
marks are in it.
I thought it was a statue. It was just standing there, frozen.
But yeah, I mean, and Xavier continues a little bit as you poke the line. He gives you a kind of sideways glance. Okay, you know what? That's fine. You were just seeing if the lion was, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, we're going to go do that. Try and hopefully get a little bit more of a, it's been really confusing. You know, the original dragons were put in place here to protect everything. And then they decided to break us up and they're like, oh, you protect the future. What does that even mean? We're going to go try and find that out a little bit.
You're doing a good job
Thanks.
in the future.
Okay. Sounds good. And then the two of them walk out. Asmodean specifically gives you a real like sideways glance and like, okay. And yeah.
Krialis follows them out, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Krialis is in this now.
So these
yeah.
two go out.
We're heading out.
They go all the way over here. And as they pass through, because you guys will all be following out to the very edge there. As they pass through the
Where?
fog wall disappears and they also aren't on the other side. But the door in front that was now locked opens up and has another fog wall.
Okay. This is complicated, Cam.
Mega's gonna look at the bleeding.
Cal, sorry, not Cam. What am I smoking?
Mega's gonna look at the bleeding scratches on his arm and look at Kiva and be like, "Can I get a little like patch up real quick?"
She'll sigh, but
Please?
I
don't know where the- I don't know where the nurse's office is.
Where's the infirmary?
It's infirmary.
I never paid that much of attention in class the first time, and I honestly wasn't expecting to be back.
Come on, Ben. We've been here for like 3 years. You don't know where the.
No,
I've never gotten hurt
You
before,
got
ever.
lucky. There, it covered almost all your damage.
Nice. The
She
scratches
just
almost
kinda,
completely
like-
heal.
Except the other 10 that we
She
She
got
kind of
earlier.
like looked at you and is like, "Come on," and like punches you in the shoulder, and that punch is a healing punch. And
I
that
like to
word,
imagine
that
that
healing word was, "Oh, come on."
because it's healing
She's
word,
basically
come on
healing.
is actually what healed. You're like, come on. And then it just healed.
But then the power.
Then the punch was the last part. Yeah.
the somatic component one.
Yeah.
Door
Punch.
is locked still.
Correct. Because it's a fog wall.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, you're all probably. Are you all
I'm
going to go
going
through?
through
Or
it.
you're
I
going
was-
to?
Looks
following
like a
up behind
door.
I was following up behind them.
Okay. So you guys do. I'm gonna just take you all in fog wall fashion. You'll see everything at once. So,
God.
this is not another classroom. This is actually a room assorted of just like different. I mean, they're similar. Like they're shelves and things. And in the very center of the room, you can barely make out what looks like a image fading in and out of a circular, like well-like object. And near that image is Xavier and Asmodean. They all now look a little bit older, a little bit. They're probably looking closer to like, I don't know, 20s. We're not even that. Sorry, 18. We'll say they're roughly 18 at this point. And they're looking at this object that the four of you can't. Like, it seems to be there but not there. And they turn to the two of you, excuse me, as you enter, and said, "I see you've." Xavier says, "I see you've made it. This is, we've been searching for answers for the last couple of years, and apparently this is the answer. It's a well of knowledge in front of us." And he's pointing at this like thing that seems to be coming in and out. Not gonna lie, a little bit scared to look into it, but this is what they say. This is what we look into, and then we can see the future to protect
Well, if you're too scared, I would be happy to go first.
You're more than welcome to if you'd like. And at this, Asmodean like pushes Xavier aside, like, no, I'll do it. And he looks into, he bends over the object that is like shimmering but not really there, but is there, and you just like see him stumble backwards with this blank stare on his eyes, and just kind of not, he's still alive. It doesn't look like he dies or anything, but he kind of crumples up against the wall a little bit and sits down and just kind of stares blankly ahead.
Crealis flutters over to him and kind of uh like does just sort of is next to him and says, are you okay?
Eva will
What
rush up
happened?
next to him as well and see if maybe she can heal some of the psychic damage.
Okay. You are you gonna cast a healing spell or anything on him?
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
That's what we do. Right?
He's just kind of staring ahead and doesn't seem to notice Crealis's like anything. Isn't reacting at all to Crealis. Xavier
That
looks
was
very
not bad, personally.
nice. You heal him for nine damage. Xavier looks at him and looks very alarmed, but in just kind of in like a weird sense of, well, if he did it, I had to do it. He kind of, I could do this, and he looks into the well as well.
I like try to stop him, like so he doesn't take damage too, but I don't think I quite make it.
You
And I
can't
just kind of say,
quite
"Wait,
make it
no!"
over to him, and then he, the same kind of, rather than him crumbling against the wall, he actually just kind of backs. So he goes he looks at it, which is right in the middle of the room, right here. And as opposed to going back up against the wall, he kind of like holds his head and then kind of tumbles backwards, but still standing, as opposed to, sitting up against a wall.
Yeah,
And he just,
I'll leave
yeah,
Crealis with the other one, and I'll go and get him and kind of try and bring him to the wall and sit them both down.
sure. So you kind of take him to the wall. He isn't saying anything. He just isn't talking at all. But his head, has his head in his hands, looking like
Can
he's
I do a
in.
medicine check on them?
Sure. And you bring them both to the wall and do a little medicine check on both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Crealis is going to kind of examine
Sure. You can do a medicine check
well.
as well.
The
I
one
should
next
just
to me.
keep rolling in real life. These are ridiculous.
Damn.
I don't know dragon physiology.
They just seem both unresponsive, as far as like, even if you put your wing or your hand in front of their eyes, they just seem very much like they're not looking at you. They're looking at something else.
Crealis is sort of just like fluttering nervously around him.
I'll heal the other one as well for 4 points of damage.
Sure.
Just, I may not understand what's going on, but I can tell that I can at least, I'm magical enough that I can tell that some sort of damage has been done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Physical,
honest.
emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever.
They're kind of weak-willed. I think one of us seasoned adventurers should take a look.
So Mega's gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be like that abyssal chicken thing, and he'll grab Spigulio by the back of his collar, like, let's do it together.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And like drags him up, and so Mega will go over, like holding on to Spiguglio in case like
Casey
something tries
chickens
to,
out.
yeah, in case he chickens out, or in case something tries to like pull him apart. He's gonna have a good view of him, but Mega's just gonna be like, like down the hatch and stick his head in the thing and like hoist
Okay.
Spiguglio up
So
into it too.
just real quick,
Sure.
just so everybody knows, Kiva will like see this and is like, all right, well, I guess I'm not doing it myself. I guess I'm gonna be babysitting again.
Yeah, Crealis like literally chirps an alarm as this happens. Like,
Yeah, and I
What's
feel like
wrong with you?
Kiva
Why are
and
you doing-
Crealis will share a look of just like, oh my god, again.
I feel like for Kiva it's like eye roll, oh my god, again, and for Crealis it's
It's like,
oh no, not again.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Exactly that.
So Mega saw this go down, and he saw people go help him and stuff. But Mega is completely on the back foot on all of this. He got, he's adventuring, he's having a good time. All of a sudden, he's back in school, and things are jumping all over. he failed a test and he kind of passed it, and then he
Yeah.
got swiped by a lion statue that wasn't a statue. Now this is like something he can do, and
Right.
he's a creature of action. So
So I need both of you to make wisdom saves.
See, I
As
told
you
you they were weak willed.
look over this object that is there but also not there, and you feel make your something kind of clawing at the back of your mind. You feel Spagulio, you're able to kind of shake it off as if something's like trying to like a different kind of whisper. It's not like bloody murder whisper, but it's like trying to tell you different points of knowledge and trying to like fill your heads with certain things. You feel that this is a fraction of whatever the power it was that was here, which is why it is a shimmering object that's not actually there. You're able to barely shake it off. Mega, you are just completely overwhelmed.
yeah,
You take, that was actually a pretty low roll.
Let me roll it again.
11 points of psychic damage, and you are just knocked prone and paralyzed.
yay.
So that's a pretty evil well. A lot of people don't give me credit because I'm short, but
It's like, yeah. And you, yeah. So at this point, Mega knocked prone. Asmodean kind of comes to a little bit, looks around. It all makes sense now. It just all... And he gets up, and he looks around. Yes,
Are you
of
okay?
course. Don't you understand? And he starts to just walk over to the door
now
that's
he's
up
a
here.
creepy boy.
Of course,
And-
doesn't it all? And he, Yep.
No, would you explain?
he doesn't even like it. Don't you? It's obvious. He opens up the door and he just starts walking down. Isn't this just? It's obvious what has to happen.
I'm going to keep the other one here. He's not going to be getting away and walking up so easily. I do have some
Sure.
questions. I will use my brute force to
I
keep him
forgot
down if I have to.
to do this a little bit. The room is actually light for anyone that's wondering. Around the edges, there are torches that did light up when you went in there. But yeah. So at this point, Mega, who's kind of down the ground, prone and paralyzed, the Xavier kind of comes to and it's like, and just looks around. That was intense. Where's
You had a little stumble there, friend.
I see some things, but it makes a little bit more sense, but still not fully.
Oh, not
Where did
everything?
Asmodean go?
See, he knows everything apparently, so he walked away. What do you know?
I know that there will be a great disaster in the future that I have to attempt to prevent. It's fuzzy about what exactly it is. Something, the words didn't quite make sense. It just constantly there was something about a shadow, and I don't
pretty sure
fully
he just started down a path of self-destruction.
understand who. You know who he is? Did you
No,
see
your
anything in the
brother.
well? My brother?
I mean,
Where did he
yeah,
go? And he gets up
that way.
and he looks at the open
Kid,
door and he just like
he fully walked away. You're not gonna find him anytime soon. You might as well
the
hang
second
out
you
and go to lunch
say
with,
he fully walked away, he bolts as fast as he can out the
I thought
door.
you were
gonna hold him down.
I was going to hold him down. I had to be holding him down.
Sure. So
Big and
Crealis
strong. I'm the
Crealis
7 foot
will
tall leaf.
leave after Asmodean and or after Xavier, who's leaving after Asmodean, and as you look into the next room, they're not there.
Of course they're not.
But the lights do turn
Am I
on
able
as
to
you look
pass
to
into the
room.
next room?
You are now able to pass in the next room. The door
Wait,
is open.
wait, we can't leave Mega on the ground.
Crealis has so many things, and this ends up is what pulls her.
Here.
I'm the only one who can pick him up. God damn it. I'll attempt to
Do
fling
you have a
Mega
Do you have
over
like
my
a
shoulder.
no more paralyze?
No, I don't. She'll just try to fling him over her shoulder. Athletics. I get a +5 to that roll.
Nice. You just like
That's
this large half orc barbarian who's still smaller than you. You're able to just like over your shoulder, kind of pretty easily. It's impressive, and just kind of start
I'm a
carrying him
big,
around.
strong lady.
So Alice is a little bit ahead of both of you. You go into the hallway. At this point, there are just patches of the illusion just missing. Just you're seeing like half pristine, half rough. Just constant. It looks like everything is just decaying as far as the illusion
Because she's
goes.
nervous about it, Crealis is trying to like avoid the decayed spots and is trying to just stay in the memory.
And the door to your right just opens up.
I'm straight through.
Sure. Okay. Do. In this hallway, there seems to be a door at the end and one specific lion statue that is just like jaw half missing, chunks of rock out of it. Half of the torches, wait a minute, are actually no longer lit. And you just hear rustling in the room, in the next room. At this point, the other two would have started making their way through. Mega, if you want to make another wisdom save for me. You just seem to still be in that like weird paralyzed state. But yeah, so you go to open as you pass the lion statue. It seems to wake up in like a creepy, half-decayed way. Looks up kind of regal. Poor people have it. Rich people need it. If you eat it, you die. What am I?
Crealis, like, without even a thought, like she's like trying to peer through the door, see if there's like a peephole or something.
Yeah.
Just like almost absentmindedly says, "Nothing."
You get like a little ding. It goes back, and then you try the door again. Doesn't open up. It comes back. Poor people have it. Rich people need it. If you eat it, you die. What am I?
At this point, she does turn around, like, confused. Because she was not, like, answering it. She turns around confused, because she was not actually, like, answering it. She was, like...
Kiva, you're muted.
I'm muted?
No, Kiva.
Thank you. No, I'm muted. I'm sorry. I was eating goldfish crackers and I forgot that I was muted. Can I come up and do an Arcana check on this thing?
Sure.
Because that was like the right answer. It just like didn't.
You did hear a little ding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It definitely seems to be magical, and there seems to be something that's not right about it, and that's about it. Something off.
Right.
It still looks.
Broken.
It actually is now like changing its head, and it's like a creaky, rocky form looking at you.
And we got a busted
For an
robot
answer.
on our hands.
Mega, if you want to make another wisdom save. One more wisdom save for Mega.
He's still on my shoulder, by the way.
Yep.
That's probably why I did so bad on my Arcana check.
Okay, you are still whatever that thing. Yep, you are still paralyzed for sure.
Magical.
So yeah, it's looking around, kind of looking for an answer.
Spaguglio looks at Kiva and he's like, if we can't answer with the correct answer, maybe we should see what happens if we just intentionally answer it wrong.
As a side note, the second that Spaguglio speaks, it like loudly creaks down to him and starts to stare at him as if it's like looking for something. Like,
okay, I look at him square in the eye. I've said this now, and I'm just like,
yeah,
money.
That is the wrong answer.
Okay.
2 more minutes pass. Mega, make another wisdom save.
This door is just locked, right? That's the only thing. Like,
It seems
the door
to be,
isn't
yes.
magical. Okay.
No one's done an Arcana check on it yet.
So you said that this statue was missing a piece?
It's missing chunks of its jaw and little bits of its back, and it's missing part of its tail. Like it's like partially broken. And as you're thinking, it goes, looks at the four of you. Poor people have it, rich people need it. If you eat it, you die. What am I?
A statue.
Wrong answer. If you'd like to do anything between these 2 minutes, feel free to. Yeah.
Let's try this again. Maybe if we input it more clearly, it might work the second time. And if not, then we can bust down the door. Like
I'm just giving us
good
some more
old-fashioned
time
way.
to maybe wake up our buddy over here.
Make another wisdom save.
Just buying us some time, you know.
You wake up at that exact moment. You like, and as you're
See,
on
now we
over
can go
Kiva's
through with
shoulder.
my plan. I'll
You're-
kind
you're
of just
muted.
like
You're muted.
drop. As soon
Kiva,
as
why are
Kiva
you-
feels
why
you
are you-
stir, you just get like dropped.
No.
And as you are hitting the ground, poor people have it, rich people need it. If you eat it, you die. What am I?
Nothing.
You
Very
hear another
like, clear and
ding,
enunciated.
and then
Check the door.
it doesn't seem to budge.
All right. Can I kick it?
Do an athletics check.
Thank you.
That didn't work. Violence.
You
22.
just crack the door open, and there is a fog ball on the sitting where it is.
You love to see it, folks. Let's head in.
Okay.
Once head violence solves our problems.
To be fair, I was gonna suggest Mega break the statue next.
Freaking statue.
The already
Break the
broken
door!
statue.
The statue's not the problem. The door is.
I don't know. It's pretty annoying.
I don't even know what's going on here.
Okay.
Follow us.
More the better, Mega.
As the four of you go through the fog door,
As we're going through, Kriala sort of like hops over and says, are you okay, Mega?"
I think so. What happened? I went over and looked at something, and then all of a sudden I was being carried.
You kind of just got knocked out. You don't remember anything?
No, as far as I know, I blinked, and all of a sudden Kiva's carrying me like a sack of potatoes.
So we went over to this well thing, and you were weak-willed, and you just kind of fell over and got scared.
No, I remember
It's
that.
okay
part.
though. You got better.
I remember I looked into it, and you were looking into it at the same time. I think you did something to it.
Oh, you think I pissed off the well somehow?
I'm not gonna accuse anyone, but yes.
okay. You guys all go into this room that is, let me do the lights real quick.
I mean, we have been friends for a while.
Sorry if I'm running behind on the Foundry. I had to
you're
reload
good.
my page.
Okay, so as you go in, you see almost like a prisoner holding area, which seems strange in a school, but there is a
This
prisoner
feels
holding
closer to home
area.
than any other
Yeah.
room we've been in so far.
Right? And as you walk through the gate, you hear a voice very, very clearly imprint into your head. And the last person through, also, as you hear this, you turn around. So you hear, "Play the part," in a very deep, "play the part." And Kiva, as you're the last one going through, you actually turn around
I
and
was
you
the first
see.
one. I was
You're
the one
the
who
first
opened
one.
the door.
God
I
damn.
might have been the last one this
Okay,
time. Actually.
Krialis, as you're the last one through, you actually, as the fog wall once again, or as you go through the fog and like, you see it part for just a second, and you see the hooded figure you saw at the beginning walk through the other door, and then the fog wall descends. As all of you go through the door, you look down, and the first one through, Kiva, you look down and you actually see yourself very similar to the Book of Memories, but not quite the same feeling, as if you were someone else. And you look at it and you have this dark bluish dragon hand. And you look at the... I need to actually make these visible.
So
The
if you
three...
look down, And see, she's dragonbornish. Do we
Everyone
see
else,
her?
you all look down and you see almost similar but not the same, and you all get the sensation that you're a follower of her, and you see her as as you actually would all see Asmodean up there as her.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You're Asmodean in this
Oh,
memory.
And
okay.
for a brief moment, after this, you'll be able to say and do what you want. But for a very brief moment, out of your mouth, the three beings around say, "Oh, as Modian, glad to see you. What are you doing here?" And you, out of your mouth, "Well, I've come to show you the way. Have you not all seen the end, the void? It's simple. The void." And Coriolis has a memory to that knight that was sitting on that throne that Coriolis had a very long talk with. And it's just the end. And let me show you. And he pulls out a scythe like thing and a dagger in his left hand. And you now feel like you are able to control what you want. So the decision is now yours. Everything kind of freezes in front of you, and you are now kind of held with a decision. You feel an urge to attack the things in front of you, but you don't feel an urge to the point where you have to do it. Just that is what you have, that deep desire almost to. All four of you. So what would you like to do? As time kind of seems to freeze and you're met with a crossroads. The four of
I
you.
guess I'm still a little confused. Am I the one who?
So you look down and you look like you're Asmodean. And after those words were said from your mouth, and after you let those words out and everything freezes, you do feel like you're Kiva again, though you're looking down and seeing Asmodean. Like you have your mind back and you have your voice back. Like you can make a decision now, but it all
But
seems to
like
kind of
as
be...
Osmodian, I wouldn't necessarily want to hurt myself. It's the others that are looking to maybe harm me.
These all seem... All of the three, what looked like younger dragonlings, seem to be very frightened of you. But the other three are actually also faced with the same like thought process. So they seem to be like your followers. They're all kind of dressed in dark robes and all seem to be very much like, yeah, let's go Asmodean. And everyone is kind of faced with a decision.
Okay. I mean,
What would you do as Kiva? But also, like, you did also see, you did hear a voice say, play the part right beforehand.
right. I feel like I wouldn't do anything and I would just wait.
Is that what everyone's doing?
Spaguglio, or whatever he is, says no. He's not going to play the part,
Okay.
and he's going to
We're all gonna die because of you.
maybe, but we'll all get to roll new characters, and there'll be a new Spaguglio.
So you say no.
Spanuglio.
The other
Oh
two,
no.
what would the other two like to do? Not Svenuglia.
Well, when faced with a confusing time and given the opportunity for action, Mega would definitely probably, if he's scared by this, he's going to move to attack it.
Okay. Sure.
I'm not sure what I'm going to attack, but I'm going to attack something.
So you would feel the urge. Well, yeah. So there's the urge in everyone to potentially
attack Asmodean.
To potentially attack the things that seem the beings that seem frightened, but it also is. This is more like breaking character a little bit. It's more of a decision of, or breaking to a sidebar DM thing. You can
Or
choose
fall.
what you want to do here, but you feel the urge. It is your choice, but there is that backward. There is that small urge in you, like the part is being played out. Do you want to play your part or not?
Oh, okay.
Play
So
your
part would
role
be
or not?
our part would be to kill the frightened people.
That is the
If
urge
we
that
were
you
playing
feel.
the
Yes.
part, yeah.
Yeah.
Spaguglio's not on that.
Mega will play his
Wavelength.
part.
Okay.
So all of our parts are to attack? Or is
Yes.
it just
Everyone
them?
feels the urge
So,
to follow the
You're
Asmodean
Asmodean saying
figure.
the end is here, and we're like, hey, we're the end bringers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
That's-
I'm saying
all right.
I'm no.
Yeah.
Spaguglio's like, no. I'm crazy, but
Um,
I'm not evil.
Yeah, I mean, Kiva doesn't quite understand, so she's not gonna just like, she still has rational thoughts, so I'm gonna stick with my answer. Not in like a rebellious way like Spooguglio, but just like, I
Yeah, not
don't
doing
fully
anything. Yeah.
understand, and I'm not going to give in to like animalistic impulses.
Realis,
Yes,
what you doing?
Crealis has that moment of flashback to that conversation and just instinctively just horrifies says no and like throws down or tries to throw down whatever weapon is in her hand and backs away.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, the three of you do all of this. The three of you that decided to kind of like wait or say no, do all of this, and you are all pushed back to the sides of the room, and you watch. Mega, on the other hand, takes part as a almost psychotic dragonborn just starts like ripping through with his scythe, with all of his followers, just killing everyone in the jail. And then just standing over there, Mega, you actually like as you're taking part, you feel like this very strange sensation come over you of just bloodlust. Nothing permanent, just a
I was gonna say, not so
little
strange
bloodlust.
for a
do
barbarian.
we know it's
Yeah.
Mega at all?
That's up to you whether you could put two and two together. You don't know specifically it's Mega,
Okay.
but there are four of you and four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, theoretically, it could be anybody. Someone. There's nothing discerning that this is actually someone that I came here with. Like we could all be in separate scenes for all I know. This is
Right.
just a person.
Right.
Okay.
So wait. Those of us who refused
Yeah.
and get shunted to the side,
Yeah.
looking like, so it was like I Crealis was pushed out
Pushed
of
out
this-
of yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
So the
And
three of
so
you on the
I'm
wall don't
viewing
see
this-
Mega.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
so-
So we could maybe.
So I guess
discern
you would be able to discern that Mega's doing the thing.
So we see each
Gotcha.
other at the edge and these
Yeah.
four figures in the center. Cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they're going through. At the very end, Asmodean kind of gets out a laugh and just says, "The void will consume all." And the illusion completely fades. Everyone that decided to go to the edge and say no,
Not everyone. But
No, everyone that
most.
did.
everyone that did.
Oh, everyone that
um,
did. Okay. Sorry.
Hit me with
I
that
misheard.
damage.
Oh, this is a high roll. I'm sorry. Takes
Don't be
20
mean.
points of psychic damage.
Fair enough.
And
Fair
I do
enough.
it again.
what's the second part
Fair
of this?
enough, dude. Fair enough. Oh my
And
god.
Mega's now neutral.
And as you sit there with your mind kind of clouded and foggy, you have disadvantage on attack rolls for the next combat.
So business as
Rude.
usual.
Yeah.
Because everything, it's almost like, you ever just like not gotten enough sleep in the entire day? It's just like walking around in a mind
Every
fog.
day.
So that's kind of what you feel like. That's kind of what you feel like right now.
So just all the time, just
Yeah.
me. I feel like myself.
I play D&D to escape the real world, Cal.
Come on, Cam. I'm supposed to have 8 hours of sleep every night. Feel well rested, beefy boy, just ready to throw down anytime.
Let's go. But no,
Let's
you guys
go.
feel a little bit mind foggy. Yeah, and the fog dissipates behind you, and the entire room is just no illusion at all. Just dilapidated castle. What looks like an old dungeon. You do see a skeleton very far in the corner where you saw one of the prisoners die.
Creepy.
Nice.
which is
Let's go do a
specifically the one
medicine check.
that Mega would have thought that he dealt with. Specifically the Mega one that he ended up killing.
Spaguglia looks at Kiva and he's like, "You're medicinal, kinda. You do medicine.
I'm gonna take a look.
How old is that skeleton, coroner?"
So those are like two different questions, right? One of them is like, who is this? The other one
Sure.
is, how old is this? Should I
I'd
roll
say a
history and
medicine. Yeah, you can do history and a medicine. Medicine would be
Sure.
how old. History would be who. All right. It is a.
So can I? I want to know how long the skeleton's been here. I don't care how old the person was.
So yeah, the medicine would tell you how long the skeleton is. That's what the
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is a skeleton that should by all theories be dust by now, but the illusion that existed seems to have held it together at some extent. We're talking beyond thousands of years old. Like, you've never seen anything like this before. It's something you've never dealt with, but putting the pieces together, you can tell it's like thousands of years old. And as far as the history,
not quite like primordial though, right? Like not quite beyond time. Still
not quite
within,
beyond time, like beginning of time. Old.
Okay. Cool.
And as far as who it is, you can't quite make out who it is. It does seem to
Fair.
be. Yeah, no, you couldn't quite make out who it is.
Could she determine the race?
You could tell that it was. You could tell that it was draconic dragon in human form, which seems a little bit weird because usually you'd think when a dragon dies in human form, it would go back to dragon form,
Being
or
a
at least would try
dragon.
and protect itself. But yeah, it was human bones as a dragon because you see little, having dealt with dragon corpses for some strange reason as a druid, you know dragon skeletons.
Look, I get around.
That this looks slightly draconic in nature, but it also is the size of a human. Dragon rings on the bones.
Right.
But yeah,
Okay.
and the
I'll
fog
kind of
dissipates
announce to
behind you.
everyone. I'll kind of announce to everyone. It looks like this was some sort of dragon in their human form not quite turned to dust.
Hmm. Good
Well,
medicining.
So that was a crazy fight scene we had to participate in,
you.
wasn't it?
Had where? Yeah, had to.
Kriel sort of is shivering, hugging herself, and just hops back through and goes to where she saw the hooded figure.
Sure. We're gonna pause the game. You guys get free movement. So you would go back to where you see the hooded figure, and as everyone gets there, I'll actually just move you guys as a group of four. You're there. The door just
Thank you.
seems.
I get lost.
What do you mean?
Oh, sometimes on the map I get lost.
No, I think you're good. Unless you can't see. So you
No,
went to the
we're
left.
good now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good now.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad that you moved us all.
Yeah. I moved you all as four. So the door seems as Crealis would be, I believe, the one leading at this point, as everyone kind of follows Crealis. The door just kind of pushes open. And in the back of the room, kind of looking at you, is a hooded figure with just a single scythe as opposed to a scythe. Something that looks very similar to Death, but no dagger.
I called
Wow,
it.
Dins, you nailed it. Or wait, yeah, you guessed it.
And
There you go.
roughly half of the lights light up. And he sees he just beckons all of you. No, he sees Corrales enter and looks over at you guys and said, "I see you have passed the trials so far. Welcome to the end of the trials." I see everyone.
The trials of what?
The trials of this castle. Trials that were put in place many years ago to determine if anyone was worthy of taking on the evil that would destroy this world. For those of you with the book, there is a quill behind him on that like table / sarcophagus thing. It looks like a chest, not sarcophagus. That is just like pulling you guys.
Stuff.
Yeah.
A thing sarcophagus.
Snuffleupagus, got it.
So Mega will, kind of
Sarcophagus.
elbow Kiva, who's next to him, and be like, there's the quill from the book thing.
We should try to get it if we can.
Yeah.
He looks at, or the figure looks at you guys, kind of senses. It looks at you guys, looks over at the thing behind him, and says, "I imagine this is probably something you all came for. The prophecies did say that the heroes of time would be able to use the Book of Memories."
Well, it looks like we beat him here. Haha.
I like smack Mega somewhere in like his, I guess, quad.
Bye.
Full face palm for Kiva, just like, ugh.
At this
We're
point,
the heroes of time, Mega.
We are?
I
We're all
hope so.
grown up now, Mega. We're gonna save the world, Mega.
Oh
Oh,
dear.
good.
At this point, the figure pulls down its hood, and behind it, you see the form of Xavier.
Oh, cool, our boy.
Who,
I also lights up a
healed
little
him.
bit at this.
yeah,
So wait, he doesn't recognize us?
No, it was an illusion. But the illusion recognized.
Still, he was fucking fine.
Okay.
He should have recognized us. I don't like this anymore.
How
Damn it.
rude.
Yes, I put this in place a long time ago to determine the heroes of time. When I looked into the well originally, I saw a great disaster, and this was supposed to be a trials. Many have tried and many have failed over the years. And since the four of you have gotten this far, actually, if you would like to, rather than explain why I'm here in this state, you look at him a little bit closer and you see that he almost is like, not so much a ghost, but kind of shade-ish. So it's like only partially there.
Was Xavier the green one?
Yeah. Xavier
Yeah, he
was
was
the
the
green
one who only knew some stuff. He wasn't the one that scampered off. Asmodeus is
I would
the
argue.
the
I would argue that
evil
Asmodean only
one.
thought he knew everything.
Exactly. Yes. If he's murdering people, maybe he doesn't know everything.
So,
I'll.
is Kiva and Mega ahead of me?
I would have stepped ahead for sure.
Yeah. You were in the. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have stepped ahead and like gone up to Xavier and asked what happened to your friend?
My brother, after looking into the well of time, went mad. He saw the void and everything it consumed. I know one of the first questions on your mind is probably, is he the shadow? And the answer is no. He is not the shadow. He is just someone that is enamored by him and thinks that he can. Let's just say I hope that you never meet Asmodean in his current state.
We're definitely meeting Asmodean in his current state.
Oh, 100%. That's definitely our biggest bad.
Yeah. Is Mega will ask, is Asmodean one of the subjects?
No, Asmodean is not one of the subjects.
Are you
The
one
shadow.
of the subjects?
Say that again.
Are you one of the subjects?
No, I was one of the first dragons. The shadow didn't exist back when we existed. When we were born, when everything happened.
I don't really have any other questions. I guess this.
If you'd like to see as far as why I'm here and in my current state, feel free to use that. I'll make sure to. Nothing happens.
Kiva will go ahead and pick
Sure.
up the book.
What could go wrong?
Possibly go
But
wrong.
Guglio's gonna walk up to Xavier
Sure.
and he's going to, in a very non-confrontational, threatening way,
Oh dear.
take out Charles
Okay.
and say, This was given to me by a seer. Do you know
Uh-huh.
anything about it? Do you know what this is, and maybe why it was bestowed upon me as a hero?
There were prophecies that were brought about sometime quite a ways after I looked into the well, but there are people that also saw that there would eventually be heroes of time, and a long time ago gifts were made to be given to them. I imagine that's what those are. Gifts of power.
Okay.
If you're asking if it's legit, yes.
No, I'm just trying to find out more about it because it sounds like this gift has been waiting for, I guess, me a very long time.
A hero of time. Yes. Which does seem to be you since you've passed the trials.
And it's got a mind of its own, if you know what I mean.
Certain weapons do that indeed.
It's very jarring.
Yes, using a sentient weapon for the first time can be quite a chore. But shall we go forward?
So Google is like, I just need someone to talk to about this.
Yeah, pretty much. He's just like, nobody understands.
Nobody
Please help.
understands
I mean,
me.
you pushed away the one guy who has a sentient weapon other than you.
Yeah, because he
There were
sucks.
reasons. There were reasons.
Yeah, I know why. I know why.
I love it. Crealis does want like she's like she goes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or
So
approaches maybe is a better
Yeah,
Why are
Kiva
you-
for sure has the book and is like,
So why are you just wandering around? But before we go, why are you just wandering around this place? Like, couldn't you be on like a grand adventure?
if you, this would all make a lot more sense after the thing. I mean, I can tell you, I'm stuck here.
Okay, let's just do the thing. Let's do the thing you want to do. Let's just.
Let's just do the thing you want to do.
Kiva
Maybe it's
is
not what
doing
I
the
want
thing.
to do.
Kiva
Okay.
was like,
We're your
doing the
guests,
thing.
but whatever. Let's do the thing.
Is Kiva doing the thing? Specifically, is Kiva taking the quill?
Kiva
And...
is doing the thing.
Okay, so
Mega's
Kiva.
doing the thing.
Oh, which one of you is doing the thing?
Oh, Kiva, I guess.
It is Kiva. I
I was-
need you
yeah,
to
I was-
make
I
a
was there.
wisdom save as you open up the book with the item in your hand, the quill.
Okay, I'm gonna roll in real life because I feel better about rolling in real life with this. I do still have some stuff left if I need more. Okay. 10.
You know, so you open up the book and the pages are just turning and turning and turning, and you
Actually,
feel
hold on,
yourself.
I had to add my modifier.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that's 15 actually.
Okay, that's very different. The pages are turning and turning, and you feel the same sensation that you felt twice before, but you're able to this time not actually have like a part of you left to the book. You're able to shake it off fully. And as you go through the memories, as Kiva is sitting down and going through this and everyone is around watching, you open your eyes, and in front of you is a familiar draconic face of Xavier, who is sitting tied to a chair. As you look around you, you're in a large room of an underground crypt. The best way I can describe it, as far as like where the bodies are, it's similar to like Skyrim crypts where the bodies are kind of hanging out in the wall. Except instead of like dirt on the floor or anything, it's fully enclosed in stone. And as you pace back and forth, as you look down, once again, you see that you seem to be in a shadowy form. You do look different than you did when you were Asmodean. You do look as a full shadowy, as opposed to dark dragon. As you pace back and forth in this dim-lit room lined with dead bodies, you notice other forms kind of around the walls, just taking certain bodies off the wall and pulling them onto the floor. And out of your mouth, well, I guess we both knew it would come to this, Xavier. I can't just let the famed protector of humanity roam free and ruin everything I've set in motion. Xavier answers, then why haven't you killed me already? What do you know about... Shadow looks right into Xavier's eyes. You look right into Xavier's eyes. What do you know about the end time theory? Xavier kind of sits back a little bit. His eyes go a little bit. You notice his eyes go a little bit wider, but not like fully like astonished, trying to hide it a little bit. Nothing. Why do you ask? You shake your head. You slowly walk over to a corner of the room, just pacing over to a corner, and you stare at one of the creatures that are taking down the bodies slowly off the wall. You examine, as you're looking at the creature and the bodies, you actually are examining around, and you, Kiva, in the back of your mind, notice that there seems to be, the method to the bodies coming out the wall seems to be almost every race except for Elven. And then you look specifically at the creature, and you notice that it is just like a truly grotesque abomination of a creature. Just stitched together everything from every possible race, just a terrible, boils everywhere, just a terrible being of just flesh and grossness. Do you, still staring at the creature, not turning back to Xavier? If this is how you wanted to go, Xavier, would have been quick and painless, but now we do this the hard way. Honestly, the more fun way. Xavier sits back in his chair, kind of looks like he's bracing for something to happen. You turn around to Xavier and you close the gap pretty quickly, but you don't pull out a weapon. Instead, you lean over to his ear and you say, the famed protector of humanity. Isn't it interesting? And you feel magic kind of coming out of your words. Isn't it interesting how humanity always seems to kill each other? Can one really protect something that is actually trying to end itself? And you see his eyes go blank, as if you see Xavier's eyes go blank, as if he is similar to that of the well, but a little bit different, as if he was just kind of put under some form of magical thing. And at this point, you walk away from Xavier. You pull out an object that you see. You pull out an object that is very similar to the anchor that you saw in Hartrim. That was where the portal. That same type of crystal. You turn to a dwarf that you would actually have remembered as number one. You look at him and you say, you know that these can be put into bodies, and you can use them as an anchor without even having to make a portal. Isn't that interesting? Don't worry about him. He told me everything I needed to know. He knew everything about that. That look let me know that the end time theory is real, and that is what we will be planning to do next. Come, number one. And they both start walking out. Do a wisdom save to see if you get a little bit more information.
Okay, that's better. I need to nix one more
Modifier.
of my
Modifier.
Yeah.
Modifier.
I used my cosmic omen last time. I might use it again. That one I rolled a 12, and with my saving throw, I think that's a 17.
Nice. So you feel the memory kind of trying to pull you away, but at the very end you come back and you see this object in your hand. You look back at one. So we just need to find a suitable host. I know of an elf. We'd probably end up being subject 3. Chances are we won't do this for every subject because this is a little bit of a hard one. But 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm just so excited to be able to do all of these things. It's going to be great. We just need to find a suitable host. And you almost kind of seem giddy. And as you're at that little bit of extra information, you get pulled back. And having used the Book of Memories enough time and kind of getting a connection with it, you actually feel not only where the next object is, which your mind is like engraved on the chair that Xavier was in, but you also hear a word this time that is like anchors, trying to tell you the information you get, the thing you'll be learning about more. It's like the book understands you a little bit more, and you understand the book a little bit more. And it's trying to say, this is the information. And you have that same sensation of being pulled back into your body. You look down, you're no longer the shadow. You are. Kiva.
I'll look up, is Xavier still there after I
Yes.
come out of my little stupor? You said that Asmodeus wasn't the shadow.
He is not.
Then who is?
That is the question that you will have to find out, and why you have
I
that
mean,
book.
you know the answer. It's easy to just tell me a name.
To the shadow, I don't know who he was. If you're asking about that memory, he acted like he knew me, but I don't know him.
Hmm. All right. End of time theory is real, and we've got work to do.
The, the what?
The end of time theory. Supposedly
Grill.
it's
Also,
real.
something that we went over about Chris. Chris and Grimm was the one that told you about the end of time theory.
Chris and Grim did. I remember some conversations with my boy.
Krios does look sort of quizzically at hang on, at Xavier and says, "Can you tell us more about that?"
The end time theory is essentially the collision of all realms. If an anchor is left open for too long, it could bring all of the realms together, creating a form of post apocalyptic thing that would essentially end time as we know it. That's a brief overview of what it is. And by closing portals or certain things, like as far as I didn't tell him in that, but I'm guessing he knew that certain beings can become anchors as well. I tried to hide it, but I was a
Question.
little bit.
This is quite an important one. The
Mm.
shadow, either he's convinced or very convincing that we are playing into his game by destroying his anchors. It seemed like he was pretty adamant about bringing about the end of time, which is why the subjects were created in the first place. But it seems a little contradictory to tell us that what we're doing is good by helping to destroy them. Care to fill in some gaps?
As far as the shadow saying it's good that you destroyed the anchors, it's possible he's just playing it up and trying to use some form of reverse psychology. It's possible that he knows something that I don't at this point. After that moment, I was driven mad. I did some things that I'm not incredibly proud of. I Something he said got into my mind and made me convinced that the only way that I could protect humanity was to erase it and start from scratch. At some point of insanity, I split myself into three parts. I am the knowledge of Xavier, weakening myself and actually being able to, not kill people. With my knowledge, I don't have that want anymore. The other two parts are a little bit iffy. So he knows more than I do, possibly, at this point.
What are the other
Damn.
two parts?
The My strength and my kindness. The kindness is supposed to be what I felt was doing the world the kindness, which by erasing it and starting from scratch. I know that the question is, would the end time theory could my kindness be the shadow? And the answer is no. I know exactly where that thing is, and I would like it if it was kept locked up where it is forever.
The kindness is locked up.
Yes.
And then your strength. Do you know where that is?
That should be in that crypt that you saw. The strength is wandering that and is locked up by the people of Brightwater. And at that point, Kiva realizes that the crypt that she saw in the chair is actually underneath Brightwater.
Oh, fun. Cool. Good to know.
Good to know. But yes, he's under there, and Brightwater keeps that locked up pretty tight.
It seems like this illusion is maybe not entirely solid.
No, it's been draining for the many years I've been keeping it up.
So what are
Are
you
you
gonna do now
dying?
that you don't have to wait for us anymore?
I mean, I'll still stay here. I'll probably lower the illusion, close off the gate, make sure that no one else can enter. I mean, like anyone does, they do eventually die. I'm guessing just keeping it up for so long as it has been draining. So eventually I will pass away. My magic abilities have been slowly leaving me as well. There's only so much I can do, especially since I'm locked up here. Or this is where I stay.
You should take up knitting.
It's
Nobody
great
wants
suggestion.
to take up knitting.
Realis, at this point, you notice a on the sarcophagus, in a little small symbol in the corner of it is the symbol of the X that you saw on that deck. And Mega wouldn't notice it because he hasn't looked close at it, but Kraus would notice that it's the X that is on that deck.
It's the sarcophagus of many things. Open that sucker up.
Oh, no.
Sorry, it is the sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus.
Not the sarcophagus.
Ah!
Since you're muted.
Oh, thank you. Kriel sort of gets between the symbol and Mega, and kind of taps it and says, Xavier, what is this symbol?
That was the symbol that I created when I went mad. One of the ways that I dealt with people was giving them cursed magical items, and it was a test to see if they would destroy themselves and them around, if they would be foolish enough to do something that they haven't known. Then that portion of my mind that went insane viewed them as a detriment to the human race. You'd be surprised the people that would use these magical items.
Really? Let me see the symbol. So
Kriel slowly moves aside.
And you would notice is the symbol that was on the deck.
Yeah. Hey, I've got something with that symbol on. Hold on a second. And he's gonna go through his
Look
belt
around for
pouches
the cards
again.
again.
And he's
We've been
gonna,
over this. You left it somewhere. You paid good money for it, and then you just left it somewhere on a goddamn table.
I don't think I did. And he's gonna put his backpack down and start taking everything out of it.
Oh, no.
And I'm just gonna be sitting there lecturing him you left it on a table in backwater.
And
Kriel is very intently examining the symbol.
yes, I actually anything that before I was locked up, before my knowledge me was locked up here, I actually took some of those back, and they're in the sarcophagus behind me, to be kept away from anyone
See, maybe he's
trying
got
to
another one.
undo the damage that was done by myself.
Krialis
no.
says, maybe it's good that we don't have it anymore, Mega.
I would say so. Those were potentially deadly.
I was gonna give it to him, but I feel horrible. I left it for somewhere for someone to stumble across and potentially kill themselves with.
It's true. You basically killed someone, Megan.
I know. I feel awful.
How are you gonna live with their blood on your hands?
Well,
Krialis is like if a bird could sweat, she has no deception. So if anyone looks, definitely she's very nervous about that.
Sweat.
No, I'm still going up full parent on Mega. I'm just you just killed someone, Mega.
And I'm searching through the backpack. It's empty. I'm holding it upside down, shaking it, searching all the side pockets and stuff. I'm like, I know I had it. I don't think I just leave it somewhere, and I feel terrible now. It's gonna eat at me.
Kiva made sure to write everything down that happened, and sort of as this is happening, and then kind of looks over at Krialis and sees the bird sweat, and is just like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Okay. Clearly, you're not okay.
So clearly.
All right, so kind of a quick question outside of character.
Krialis makes the mistake of glancing over at Kiva and for a moment makes eye contact, and you see this panic in her face.
Kiva kind of just pats and for Krialis on the head. Is like, It's okay. We'll figure it out. She doesn't understand what's going on, but we'll figure it out.
Megan's.
And
Go ahead. Sorry.
sorry, I just have this question before I
Sure.
forget this
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
it is about the book.
Huh.
I know we're doing shenanigans, but also the book.
Yeah.
So are there 2 copies of the Book of Memories now? The illusionary book and the book that we have? Because our book didn't magically get on the table, right?
Oh, I assumed you took the book out of the bag. The quill was on the table, not the book. That's
Oh,
my
the
bad.
quill was on the
Yes.
table.
So you would have had to take the book out
Oh,
of your bag to do that. Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, perfect. Good to know. Just had to
Yeah.
clear that up.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So real time, Kiva pats on the head and says, "We'll figure it out."
Did you leave any of your pants somewhere? Are you short a pair of pants? Did you leave them in your
No,
pocket but then forget the pants?
I've got both pairs of pants.
Hmm.
So Mega's gonna like slowly repack his backpack, and
in
he's
as
kind of
like that happens in
his
a
eyes are
panic,
like glistening with tears. He feels so bad about potentially killing someone.
in a panic. Crealis says, "I did it."
I'm
No,
sorry. What did
no,
you say?
no, Crealis, I'm the one who did it.
You don't cover for him. He leaves shit everywhere. He'd be just a walking mess without us.
she's like you just sort of is looking at the ground and like tears are welling up in her eyes.
Oh no, the
And
baby.
she says, I,
Spaguglio, read. Oh, go ahead.
uh, I, uh, I saw it and I knew it was dangerous, so I took it from you and I gave it to someone to destroy it.
What? That's great. Good. Who'd you give it to?
Oh no.
She shuffles from like she's in for it now. She shuffles from talon to talon, just like
I'm sorry.
that is how loud she says it.
You're going to have to speak up. I couldn't
Is
hear
it-
you. I'm 7 feet tall.
I gave it to Pharrell.
Just this massive inhale, the biggest face palm. You gave it to that bitch to destroy?
As soon as you said Pharrell,
Oh,
Meg was like, and he looks up looks up at Kiva like, uh-oh.
we have to leave immediately. She cannot be trusted with those things.
There was another one too. In the cave with the ogres. I found it, but I hid it back there.
Okay, good, great. We need to get this object out of the hands of that monster.
The ogre?
No, the raising, cooking, loving, crazy person.
Oh, Pharrell, right.
Yes. We need to
Honestly,
leave
anyone
immediately.
that can, yeah, just bring them back. We can just cut. This is a magically sealed sarcophagus. Only I can open it. And when I
Fantastic.
finally do pass away, no one will be able to open it. So hopefully we get them all in there by then, and then it'll just
Look,
be
we're
gone.
hoping to be back in like 30 minutes.
30
We're going to
minutes.
get these as soon as possible.
You actually look. He looks out the window and he's like, "In that weather," and you notice there's just a blizzard just coming down outside.
Kiva will take all of the cold damage for this to happen.
Kiva can't take cold damage.
She has resistance,
Resistance
not
to cold. She can
immunity.
take
Oh,
half.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take half.
Oh, that's the cold damage.
No, now she is fuming. And just fuming.
What a great turn of events, because now Mega's just like, oh, that's great. I'm just so happy that I didn't
The
lose it
person you
somewhere.
thought would be mad is not the person who's mad.
Poor Crealis made someone mad at some point.
It was all gonna come crashing down sometime.
Yeah, I mean, it had to. There were so many things.
I
Xavier,
like his Stacy totally forgot that was the Pharrell was the one. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wait a second. Kiva would be mad at this.
you would be furious. Like, how could you? I I
She's
feel
my
like
worst enemy, my nemesis.
we'll see. Uh, um, um, still closer to Xavier. It says he's still not looking at anyone.
Mhm.
How many are out there?
Over the time, it was quite a process. There was the reason I was in the crypts was because it took dead bodies and human souls and some pretty terrible things.
Oh God.
Oh,
Around 100, like around 100 are out there.
Yes,
100 decks.
Oh,
Well, they might not all be decks.
they're different objects. I mean, let's say
Oh, they're
like
different
50
objects.
decks
Okay.
and some weapons armor. There's a ring I made that there's a set of rings I made called the Lover's Rings that take damage for someone else, but you also caught all of their illnesses and everything like that.
Hey, Mega, we should get some of those. You got any of those?
There was one copy made, and it is currently out there. Last time I heard, it was on a pair of ghouls.
We're gonna get us some of those.
But I haven't been out in a while, so I don't remember. I just don't know exactly where they are.
if I find those, I'm not splitting them with you.
You can't
Who are you
wear
gonna
both of
take
them at the
damage
same
for?
time. If you try and wear both of them at the... This is not a good item. I need to urge you. You can't take them off until you die, both of you at the same time. It was a cruel us part. I'm not proud of what I did. Please don't use the items that I put out there. It will not help you at all in any way, shape, or form.
I don't know.
I was
I'm just saying.
fuming.
This one-
Fuming.
This one seems kind of useful. We got a big, bulky guy over here and a less
You
than
will both
big
die at the
guy.
same time together in a painful...
That's how we're gonna go out at this point anyway.
I cannot urge you. I can't leave this place, and I'm not going to attack you because that would be very counterproductive to everything I'm attempting to do. I just can urge you, please don't.
We are not going after any sort of ghouls. We need to get this back right now.
But if we
That's
find
fine.
them,
If we will have it destroyed properly or return it back here.
whoa!
No. We will not be putting we will not be doing this.
I give
like-
Mega
yeah,
a look
don't.
and I'm just like, but come on.
Come
I want to be
Absolutely
tanky.
not.
I want to be tanky.
Okay. So
It is my responsibility. My purpose here is to make sure it does not get destroyed, and we cannot allow any sort of little lovers spats between the two of you cause that to happen.
They are the Lover's Rings. That would technically be a case. I mean,
Yes, you see, exactly. I was trying to go along with the theme.
yeah.
My goodness, Xavier.
It was a
way to
terrible
over-explain
item,
this.
and I probably killed many people with it. I'm actually very ashamed by what I did, and please do
looking at
not
it
use it. I'm looking at it from the
Pragmatically.
death toll perspective. That is also pragmatic. Please
Mega's
don't
like, "Can
let
we
the
go
items
now?"
that I made wreak havoc on the world anymore, please.
Let's go
You
fix
were-
your guys' mistakes. See you in a bit.
Tina Boot?
I didn't make any mistakes. We just established that.
Pockets the book and is like, "Where is the exit?"
Just back out the way you came. The exit will just be through the front door. It should be open now. There should be no more
He was
fog.
gone.
The illusion will even be gone. Okay.
See, I didn't screw up.
Guy's like
Crealis
these
did.
heroes of time.
Yeah,
I said
so
both of you.
impressive.
Okay. So you guys make your way out. As you're about to come out the front door, you hear a little song playing. Just like someone stepping.
Is it a familiar loot sound?
It is a very familiar lute sound. It's Phineas's lute.
Ah,
I'd
I'd know that timbre anywhere.
And as Kiva just like comes rushing out, he sees you rush out. He doesn't say a word to Kiva, just looks
Of course not.
in and is like, you guys got a little bit ahead of... Yeah, wait a minute. You guys got a little bit ahead of me, but I am here if you need me. Is everyone okay?
Hell, wrong answer, but wrong question, buddy. She's
Oh,
in a snit. She's in a snit right now.
But I
just
mean,
know-
like, if you're offering, I did get sucker punched in the face by a mental image.
If Kiva hears the word healing, she spins around and casts 2 healing words, like just casts healing words all around, and it's just like.
He just like looks back and forth and looks at Spagoolio and is like, honestly, I am more scared of her than you, so I am going to just let this happen.
But I'll take one if you're dishing it up.
Sure.
I mean, I've only got 16 hit points.
Yeah, I did like it.
There's 6 for you. Do. You have no available first level spell. Oh, I used all my first level spell slots. Well, someone's getting a second level.
Okay, so one was for Spagoolio, the second one's who else took damage? Crealis?
I'm actually doing okay. So
He played the part.
I took 6 and I'm still only at
There's
22.
10.
that's you, Korea.
Kiva kind of like intuitively just hits both of them since she knows you can take a hit. But yeah, she just kind of like spins around and like says those words and does the cure wound. Says all of those words. Those are all the healing words.
Gives them
Urges y'all to move.
Give them the point. Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It's just like puts his Luke on his back, throws a cloak over his shoulder, puts on the hat, and just starts following you before the rest of them are even out of the building. Is like, okay, and then just starts going.
Yes, Madam Kiva.
Okay. So the blizzard is raging as you're starting to make your way back, this time without the book to guide you where to go. You kind of
will 100% make all of those survival checks. She's
I need you to first make a survival check, and then everyone will make a Constitution save. So whoever wants to make the survival check. So Kiva would be the front person. She make the survival.
Okay.
I know now that Crealis has a +6 and I have a +5, so Din.
I think you
Dins
mean a
could
+8.
also do that.
+8.
Sure, Dins
Forgive
can do the
me.
survival, but yeah, everyone does the.
I feel like Kiva is like, get up here.
Yeah,
It's
just like
get
leave
up
them.
here right
Show me
now.
where to go.
Like it's
And-
like you're mad, but also like, okay, you have to make this right.
Phineas
Exactly.
does
like,
not take damage.
come on, we gotta work together on this.
Ooh. Ooh. So you're able to find where to go. Spoogly is going to
I
take
have to
damage.
do my
Everyone do your con. Okay, so far Spoogly is the one taking damage. Crealis is also taking damage. Crealis and Spoguglio
Crealis, what'd you get? Oh, you got an 11?
would take 11 cold damage.
I'm gonna hold on.
Not a single thing
you
is
get a
attacked,
+6
but so
that
much
rolled
damage has
in.
been done. Oh, okay. Does not
+6.
take 11 damage. Only Spoguglio is.
Sorry, I don't think I could really help you, Spoguglio.
It's okay. She gets the bigger heal. She gets the debuff on the
Hold
cold.
So Spagoolio is sitting there like freezing and shivering.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
He reaches into his backpack and for the first time since he's bought it, finds the heart sweater hat, and he
just throws
doesn't
it on.
put it on.
Oh, he doesn't put it on? Okay. Okay. So
he just looks and he's like, ugh.
You're climbing, just staring at this, grumbling.
So is Crealis currently leading on foot in the air? Or what we looking like
On
right
my
now?
shoulder.
Yeah, on her shoulder, because
Okay.
if it's snowing that hard, I'm not gonna be able to like really fly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
You are sitting right here.
the
You
snow
will
is
not leave my side until we fix this mess.
Also, Kiva is angry. So
I feel like Mega and Spagoolio would be a little bit behind because Mega's helping Spagoolio through the deep snow. But
Sure.
it's pretty easy to follow Kiva's trail that she's leaving at this
Yes.
He
point.
has big feet.
So
And she's stomping around.
It's not real hard for Mega to track in this situation.
Right. Mega knows. So you guys
Easy
start
to-
going. The blizzard is just coming down. You can barely see like a foot in front of you. And as you are just going as fast as you can, just out of nowhere, just you run into a large Goliath that just, and you just kind of back up a little bit, and you look up, and there is the like old grizzly looking down. And
Oh,
it's like,
perfect. We were
so,
just on our way back. Care to escort us there?
uh, sure, I was going to go deliver something that Pharrell gave me to, I don't know, get destroyed.
Oh, what did she give you?
Pulls out the deck. I also have a
Kiva
message for.
Kiva says nothing but takes it from him. Thank you so much. We'll be on our way. Fully turns around and leaves.
Okay, I have a message for Mega
Pharrell
as
can
well.
shove the message up her ass. Thank you.
I have a message for Mega from his sister-in-law. We can go to the wherever you're. I'll follow you guys. I was gonna go into Brightwater to get it delivered by Raven, but
No,
apparently you're
we
here.
can take it. We'll be on our way. We're going in that.
So
Okay.
Mega's like caught up. He's like, I'm right here.
Okay, here's a message. Kiva's just like off and back.
Yeah, she's fully back in the castle and like gonna put this away.
Sure. Do you want a guide to Bright? And you're just already gone. He turns to Spaguglio and Mega. Do you want a guide to Brightwater? I can at least get you down there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
And
So
he's gonna-
Kiva.
He's like looking back towards the direction that Kiva went off.
She
off. He's like-
she should
he's like,
probably she'll be able to
she'll be-
find her way back.
She'll be fine.
Phineas is in tow with Kiva and Crealis. He actually, as
yeah.
he was walking behind, saw Kiva turn around and just like spun on the spot and just started going back the other direction, just kind
He'll be fine.
of.
I can see Spaguglio in his shirt sleeves just.
So Kiva and Crealis are able to give Xavier the card deck back just fine.
Perfect.
Thok does kind of urge the two of you to get to the sheltered area of the castle. So he's like, we probably should go. Is there shelter the way you came? We can wait rather than in the blizzard for them to do whatever they want to do.
Oh, we're gonna wait for him.
I mean, do we really want to look at? And he like points up at the snow and the fact that Spaguglio, who is a little bit behind Mega, can barely make out Thok. Like,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a place where we can stop and take a breather and warm up.
Sure. He Thok does 2 pats on his right leg, and you see Fang come up to the side of him, and he's like, and he just looks at Fang and points in the direction of Kiva, and Fang kind of trudges off, specifically going like a weave pattern to make as much of a trench as possible. Like he's kind of going the way and also trying to make a path.
Cute.
And so everyone ends up back at the castle at some point. Kiva goes all the way back to Xavier. Xavier looks very surprised and is like,
I
Did
told you we would be back in 30 minutes.
That's
Look how
totally. It's been like 5-10 minutes. No, nah, sorry, it's been like 20 minutes. It's been like 20 minutes
still
too
within
faster than
30
I even
minutes.
thought.
She puts it in his hand.
Thank you.
Gives
He,
a
he
look at
sarcophagus,
like, never again.
and in the sarcophagus is just like an assortment of decks and a couple other magical items that's like half full, and he puts it in and he closes it back up.
Good thing.
We'll be on our way.
one
Thank you.
foolhardy is here.
Yeah, if you'd like to come, sure. Go do your thing.
Like it turns to Spaguglio. Shiver down your back like someone's talking about us.
Feel like that. I mean, I'm pretty used to it.
Oh
It's
my
first
God.
time.
Yeah, that's weird.
So everyone meets up in the foyer of the castle.
Foyer.
All of everyone. Thok kind of looks at what. You don't have to tell me what happened, but like
You don't
I'm
need
kind
to
of
know.
curious. This okay? That's fine.
I'd tell you if I knew, but I don't.
Sure. First off, I have a message for you, Mega. If you also from your sister-in-law, I have a couple other things I need to deliver to Brightwater, to the Raven Messenger service. Yeah. If you want me, I can show you the way there. If you're heading there as well.
So you have things that you need to bring to the Raven thing.
Other than just this message, yeah. No, I have.
Okay.
This is yeah. There's other letters. I needed to get out of there. I don't like formalities, even though I need to deal with them sometimes. Being able to stretch my legs helps out.
I know what you mean.
But yeah,
So he'll take the message from Rosellen.
sure. Are you gonna open it up, or you're just gonna? Because
I'm gonna open it up and look at it. Yeah.
So you open it up and you see in the message, it actually looks like it. So there's a first part of the message and then a second part of the message. The first part is actually something that Rosellen originally sent to and from Rosellen to the leader of the Twin Snakes, because you had originally asked her to set up a meeting. And then the second part that she wrote underneath is her message to you after his written back. It's like a 3-part message. The first one is just her asking, can you do this? The second one is him writing back and saying, yeah, I mean, it's all of the messages are done in very like strange writing. It seems like the ways the letters are oriented seem specific, but also kind of strange. But it's saying, can you meet my brother-in-law? He says, I would love to. I've heard about these people. I'd love to finally meet them. And then she says, okay. He says, tell them to meet me in Brightwater, because Brightwater is where everything's happening. And then a message from her to you specifically saying, go to Brightwater, meet, and he'll be there and for a couple days at least. All of the entire thing is just, it's odd looking as far as how it's written, but it's all just in common.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to Brightwater anyway, so it all works out.
Cool.
Are we all in the foyer at this point?
Yes.
Okay. So I'd probably hand the letter to Spaguglio and be like, hey, Rosellen came through and got us a meeting with the leader of the Twin Snakes. Look at that.
Cool. I don't know how I feel about this.
I'm just relieved that it wasn't, the letter wasn't explosive runes.
Yeah, nothing happened.
That's fair.
See? She can be trusted. I told you guys.
Thought kind of looks like it's on your honor, and you seem like an honorable person. Yeah, I trust her as long as you tell me to.
Okay, hearing that exchange, Crealis says, "Oh, where are we meeting her?" and flutters over to Sfaguglio to look over his shoulder at the letter.
So Crealis would know instantly that the reason that the words are weird is because they're in Thieves' Cant. There are certain things written in between the margins. The first series of letters from Rosellen is not in Thieves' Cant, but the answer back is, and it is essentially a message saying, it's good to know you're in the Barbarian encampment. Can you do this job for me there? And then her response, which is no. But no one else would know that except for Crealis. Like, Crealis would read, because the way the words are aligned is just like, and the words specifically used spell out the code for job here, can you? And then just her answer is no.
Cool. Then that's all I need to know.
Yeah. I saw you and instantly knew when I said the words look strange.
The rogue's eyes light up.
The rogue's like, ooh, I know things.
Thieves' Cant.
Gonna be honest, I think this is the first time Thieves' Cant has ever actually come up in a campaign.
I always want to use it, and I played a rogue and never had it come up before, and I was sad, so I was like, you know what, we're gonna do Thieves' Cant things today.
I appreciate that. Most rogue characters are super loner-y, so it doesn't make sense to have Thieves' Cant, but if you have a band of assassins, of course they're gonna use Thieves' Cant.
Right.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Love
Okay.
it.
So,
Okay, well, good. We're all
to
here. We
to,
delivered
to
the.
Brightwater.
Yeah, let's go to Brightwater.
So, if anyone has any cold or protecting gear, I would say please put it on. If you want to, it's a bit of a long trek.
I put on my poofy coat.
Wrap myself in my.
The
my
mended
blankets.
cloak.
He directly looks at the gnome. You gonna you gonna do you have
Am I gonna
anything?
what?
Cold protection gear.
I got lots of stuff. What do you got?
I don't really need it at this point.
I'm good.
Put on the damn sweater.
No.
I will
Jeez, who's the mom now?
Well, at this point, he realizes that you guys know about it, and he's fine.
Because he didn't know. He forgot that entire period of time.
And the hat.
Thought lets out just a little tiny chuckle, and then he's like, "Okay, onward we go." So, with Thok and Fang as your guides, you don't have to make any more survival checks, and he's pretty quick about it. So I just need everyone to make one more Constitution save as you're finding your way down the mountain. Everyone with cold weather gear has advantage.
Do I just roll straight?
Yes, but you also have resistance.
11.
You said con, right?
Yes, sir. With
It's-
advantage because you put on your hat and your sweater.
Advantage.
Okay, so Mega and Spaguglio succeed. Aleph and Kiva do not.
It's because you're wearing your sweater, Spaguglio.
So
See how
that
works?
is 12 points of cold damage half for Kiva.
Okay, so that's 6. That's fine. It's not great, but it's fine.
It's fine. All right. So you guys make your way to Brightwater, and I will actually be able to finally take you back to that map. You are now here. If you want to go to Tavern, which is the Brightwater Tavern. Chris Ingram is still on this map because I wanted to show off his new model, but he's not actually with you because you told him to go away.
Aw, get him back. Get him back. He's got to come back.
He's got to come back.
This is where I started that fight.
Well, did you guys start a
Oh,
fight?
yeah,
No, this was the collector, and this is where you met Phineas first.
This is where I went over to the two guys.
Yeah.
This is where I went over to the twin snakes and like punched one of them in the face. I thought.
No, that was the tavern in Backwater, not
No,
Brightwater.
this
That
is
was
the one that
Backwater.
had
Okay.
the Gith's awry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way at the entrance. Thok goes over to like a little carrier raven little spot, puts some messages in, turns around and says, "I gotta go up and go see to things now. Happy to help you guys get down." Fang looks at Spaguglio with like bright eyes, like he's gonna pounce a little bit, and then Thok kind of puts a hand and it's like, "He's very happy to see you, but don't worry, he won't jump on you again."
That would be preferable.
And at this point, it is actually pretty warm, so you guys would probably end up taking off your cold weather gear, because a little bit out from Brightwater, you entered that strange area that seemed like swampy, like the strange like heat area. So you're no longer in the cold. And then Thok goes and does his thing. As you guys are going down the road of Brightwater, you hear some commotion coming from the inn. A couple of screams. Ah!
They're singing
Perfect,
my
more trouble.
song.
There's something in the kitchen. You see a couple people come out of the inn, running out of the inn. They go all off to the right, and out of the door sloshes this large monstrosity of cheese that is just
Nice.
Oh no.
and just this weird like swishing, like all different kinds of cheese formed in on themselves, just slosh out of the door. And I need everyone to roll. So do we want to do this combat or stop? Because it's around our stopping point. I know everyone
Um,
leave it up to you.
I
They-
think we're good to stop here. We got to
Okay.
give the cheese elemental a
I
full.
gotta give it a
Yeah,
couple-
I feel like
yeah.
that's gonna
weeks.
take us a while, and there's gonna be stuff afterwards. I think.
We got to give it its
Yeah,
full.
there's-
We've waited 15 sessions for this. I don't know if you guys have.
We've had a nice little arc here. We had the whole thing with
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
We've resolved some things. We've learned some things.
0 combats, but like 50 to 60 points of damage. That's what I'm.
No, that's okay. It's okay. This is great.
No, it was fun. But yeah, so then we'll stop that there, and next time we'll start off with some cheese elemental fun. Yeah. Thank you all for stopping by and watching. Hope everyone had a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Yeah.
All right.
Goodbye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye, people.